Canada Olympic Park and Winsport Arena. It is the 11th time the province of Alberta will crown a champion at the Canadian Women's Curling Championship. What a feature we've got for you. Ontario, Homan, Manitoba, Cameron. That's next on TSN. Come on inside the building. As always, glad you're watching our coverage right here on TSN. Joanne Courtney, Kathy Gauthier. So it's day 5. You would think, Joe, by now everyone's settled in, comfortable, but maybe that's not the case as of yet.
Yeah, we're about halfway through the round robin, and by now you'd expect to see a little bit less confusion out there. We're seeing some of the more routine shots being missed still at this point in the week.
And what surprises me, Joe, is that it is the experienced skips. It's Caitlin Laws, it's Krista McCarville looking surprised and confused. That's not usual.
2 young guns going head-to-head on the ice last night, including the host province, Alberta, Selena Sturmey. And Joe, she's starting to find her game.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about Selena and her hitting ability. It was kind of failing her in the first half of this game, so she went to her draw game in the 8th here, made a beautiful come around on her first. Ackerman unable to make this draw harder, and she just put this one perfectly on the hearts.
Alberta beats Saskatchewan, still perfect, and the fans getting louder. This team getting more confident. They're going to take on Quebec next later on this afternoon. 8-4 the win over Saskatchewan. And speaking of Quebec, Laurie St. George stealing a win. Caitlin Laws in some trouble here. She loses 7-5. That was a big difference in the 10th end there. Krista McCarville finding her groove, an 8-3 win after a slow start at the Scotties. And Carrie Einarson, only one loss all week that came to Alberta. She wins 10-4. Pool A, Sturmey, perfect. Einarson, right where we expected her to be. And Laurie St. George at 3-1 for Quebec. And we will focus this morning on Pool B, where Jennifer Jones, Rachel Homan off to great starts. So let's begin with our feature and Kate Cameron. She was in the bubble with Laura Walker as a third, and they won a bronze medal. But now she's back in Manitoba. She's at the skip position for the very first time. I just chatted with her, Kathy. She said, didn't have my best stuff yesterday, but her team certainly picked her up.
Well, they did, but not enough. You know, Kate played with complete freedom as a third and was such a feisty competitor. I think she's feeling the weight of skipping. In the 50s yesterday, that's not going to be good enough, but Mackenzie Elias started the day the bottom of leads. She threw a perfect game yesterday. That is going to help against a tough Homan team.
Yeah, they'll need all the positions to fire today, because Team Homan, there were some questions when they formed, everyone having to jiggle around a little bit. No one lives in the same city, so when do they practice together? But they have been firing all season, all the way up the lineup, so much talent. They are looking really tough this week early. One
of the best teams in the world, and at these Scotties, 3 of the 4 players at 91%, and all of them top 2 when it comes to their respective positions. The 3-time Scotties champ looking for another one here in Calgary. First rock next.
We've put in the work and we feel ready. We feel like we have the pieces and have the support, and the players have put in the work and fine-tune our game to where we feel really confident and we can perform to our best and take on Canada and hopefully take on the world.
It's a long week, and it's not so easy to be able to predict kind of where you see yourselves. So I think we just have to go out there every game and give it our best chance and hope we come out on the right side.
The 2024 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. By Home Hardware. Here's how. By PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires. Growing together.
Tuesday morning at the Scotties. Kathy Gauthier, what do you have your eye on this morning?
Well, Heather Smith from Nova Scotia, maybe not having the week that they had hoped for. And Bailey Scoffin, you see no wins, but boy, she is impressing a lot of people. What a great experience this is. Clancy Grandy, now that is a contender, playing very strong. They take on Melissa Adams from New Brunswick, who could act as spoiler. And Danielle Inglis made a wonderful hero shot yesterday to move her team to 2-2. They take on a struggling Carrie Galusha's squad.
Busy morning, busy day coming up in Calgary. It is time to meet the teams. Brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. And we begin with Team Rachel Homan out of the Ottawa Curling Club. At lead, Sarah Wilkes. At second, Emma Miskew. At third, Tracy Fleury. And the skip, three-time Scotties champion, Rachel Homan. Team Manitoba, Kate Cameron out of the Granite Curling Club in Winnipeg. At lead, Mackenzie Elias. At second, Kelsey Rock. At third, Megan Walter. And of course, your skip is Kate Cameron. Rock colors this morning. Ontario throwing the Red Stones, Manitoba the Yellowstones. It is Kate Cameron's team with hammer in this game. And you can see the draw to the button. It was not a good morning when it comes to Team Homan and Ontario. So they will throw first and kick things off our coverage this morning. It is the lead, Sarah Wilkes. And Joe, those draw to the button numbers. I talked with Kate Cameron just before this game about that, and she said her team specifically, we've been dialed in, we know what it means, and we have to be on point each and every time before each game.
Yeah, I mean, it means so much for the game itself. You start with the hammer, you have the control to begin with, you have a really good idea of your draw speed and what your rocks are doing, but not only that, at the end of the week, Brian, if there's a three-way tie, if there's not a way to break a tie using head-to-head records, that draw for hammer is going to be what breaks it. So it can change the seeding in the pool to end the week, or it can eliminate a team.
Mackenzie Elias leads Stones. She's a student at the University of Manitoba, and we saw her in Kamloops. She was playing with Megan Walter. They were team wildcard. Megan obviously part of this team as well.
Well, and Brian, just to reiterate the point about Mackenzie, so we talked about how she started the day in last place, but you saw her numbers, 82%. I mean, this is not a bad curler by any stretch, but it shows that at 82%, she is 12th in the field. That's how difficult it is to set your team up well, and that 100% game yesterday would have given her a lot of confidence.
Solid hug, it's slow.
Here, Rachel's saying solid hack. This is inside the draw to the middle line, so we expect this to be fresh.
7 Scotties appearance for Wilkes. She won in 2019 with Chelsea Carey, beating Rachel Homan. Incredible comeback that year. Wilkes the third on that team at that time, and the lead for this one as well. I just got a very dirty look in the booth from Joanne Courtney.
I remember that final well. With all credit to them, they played really well in the second half of that game, and never love to lose a final, but it's great when that person ends up on your team, because having that experience at Worlds is something you can't buy. You have to go through it.
You guys were down, they were down 5-1 to you, Chelsea Carey was, and able to battle back.
That was at the 5th end break.
Ouch.
You guys are nice.
Hey, Joe, I've been there. We're up 7-3 in the Worlds to qualify for the medals after 5 and lost to Doherty Nordby.
Yeah, it happens.
We like to make you feel welcome as part of the morning show, Joe, so. All kidding aside, though, I mean, how hard is it? Like, you have a lead, biggest game of your life potentially, depending on where you are in your career, and it's hard to hold on in that big moment.
Yeah, and truly, we see it a lot, Brian, especially with the 5-rock rule. Now, it's hard to defend a lead. There's always rocks in place, so all of a sudden, if you give up a couple steals, the team that's been chasing has been throwing draws for the last few ends. You've been throwing bail shots trying to keep it open, so all of a sudden, that momentum can shift, and that's what we saw in that final.
What an addition, Kelsey Rock. She comes in. Taylor McDonald is expecting a baby. Taylor is here. Big part of this team. Behind the bench in a support role.
I got 11.
Let's begin this Tuesday morning. We've got our keys to the game, and we'll start with Team Ontario and Rachel Homan.
Yeah, for Team Homan, they're leaving no stone unturned. This week, they're looking really strong. They come off a huge win against Team Yukon, but you know that they're looking at every single detail of their game to improve towards the end of the week. And superhuman Homan, Rachel Homan, has been outstanding. The team, I said, so talented, playing really well. When she's had to bail them out, no problems doing that. She's been absolutely dialed in this year.
Tracy only. It's 7. Tracy only. No, it's really curling. 7. Line's great.
Great opportunity here for Team Homan with that rollout from Kelsey Rock.
We're there.
You want maximum separation here, but stay above the tee line. Really nice touch by Emma Miskew.
Keys for Manitoba and Kate Cameron.
Okay.
Yeah, for Team Manitoba, they're going to want to be conscious about the bail point. They're coming up against a strong team, so you just want to make sure you're not skipping yourself into a jam if you're Kate Cameron. Make sure you leave yourself a shot. And also just embrace the pressure. I've always known Kate as a third, and when we've played in big games, she's always leaned into it and just played better, and she just needs to find that footing in the skip position.
Keys to the game brought to you by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties.
Yep. Hard. Right out. Whoa. Okay, good. That's good. Good.
Hung around for a corner. It's hard to place guards sometimes in the first end. It's a lot of late finish on these sheets in arena ice, so they're looking for anywhere kind of between halfway and tight, not too close to the rings to make that run back easy, but you don't want to be too high and leave the chase. So the weight call is really important here to get the line right.
Little heavy.
7th Scotties appearance for Tracy Fleury.
6.
Has played for
Never,
Ontario,
never.
Northern Ontario,
RSUA,
Manitoba,
whatever.
Team Wildcard.
Do you want to like go around it? No, it's coming off. It's beside it. 5. Let it stop. 4. Should we it's curl? Not there. Should we curl it? Nope. Line it up a little. Okay. 14.
Kate's team qualifying the Canadian team ranking system. So she got the 3rd spot in qualifying for the Scotties.
Firm. Just firm.
Yeah, they played a ton on tour this year. They started the season as a new team, didn't have enough points to get into the Grand Slam, so they played a lot. Ended up getting a ton of points and got into those events, so it added an extra 4 events to their schedule.
Close. Yep. Whoa.
She will celebrate a birthday at the Scotties in a couple of days. Megan Walter.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
Lovely start for her. Little double, both disappear. We mentioned she was at Kamloops last year for BC in that province as Team Wildcard in a 3-5 record.
I've been so impressed by Tracy Fleury this year. She's assumed the classic 3rd role. So last year she was in the house calling the game and throwing 3rd rocks. They made that switch at the end of last season, and now she's just a true 3rd.
No, never. Okay.
They were looking to roll to the right-hand side of the sheet as you see it here, trying to avoid the corner guard situation, but that worked out pretty perfect.
Joy talked to Rachel before the championship about, that dynamic. So they've had a few combinations the last couple of years. Tracy in the house, Rachel throwing last, and then Rachel was pregnant at the end of last season, so couldn't sweep, so she went back to the house. Missed the first event of the season, but she is such a competitor. Now she's arguably back where she belongs. She's the skip and throwing that last stone for this team.
Yeah, and Rachel's on another level. She had a baby at the end of August, and from the time when she knew how the timing was going to fall, she was talking about winning that points bet event and being back for it. And just that resilience, the intensity, the drive is just outstanding in Rachel, and just superhuman, like I said in my keys.
So impressive. Remember in the bubble, she made the final, and she was pregnant with Bowen at the time. And she's got 3 kids now in Riot and Briggs and Bowen, and just an unbelievable story of athleticism and what she did, and how much respect the other competitors when you chat with them about what she was able to accomplish.
Yeah, it was COVID time, so we didn't have any practice ice. We were able to get on some leading up to the event briefly, and she hadn't been on the ice in months, 8 months pregnant, And she would sit on the backboards, wait for her turn to throw, hop in the hack, throw a run back, go back and sit on the backboards and wait for her turn. Just can't say enough about the athleticism there.
Kathy, sometimes some athletes and some competitors and skips are just built a little bit differently, aren't they?
Well, they are. Everybody has a level of intensity, but I think Rachel's written her own book on absolute intensity. Just wants to defy everything, including pregnancy, having babies, returning, all of it. I asked you, Joe, this morning, I've noticed in Rachel's interviews, she talks about putting in the work. That seems to be a mantra for this team.
Yeah, that's what they've been saying all year. Everyone is really leaning into everything. Beautiful freeze made by Megan Walter on her last there, and just a hair off on that run back. You see that in the first end sometimes. Really fresh pebble out wide. Going to get a little bit more curl than they expected to.
And that'll open the door here for Manitoba in this first end with Hammer.
And remember, Tracy Fleury wanted to roll open side. She rolled behind the guard, and I thought it was a pretty good result because there was only one spot that Manitoba could draw to, but they did. Chance for a pretty simple 2 here now for Kate Cameron. These rocks to the wings can be a little bit of a guess in the first end. Nobody really throws here in the pregame practice, with everyone being very dialed into the button and that button line. She has some room to work with here, though. Just wants to make sure that she's deeper than the side yellow. Doesn't want to leave a double. Get this rock as far over to the side of the sheet here.
I chatted with her this morning before the game. She's excited to be back in Manitoba. She's like, yeah, the blue looks good, she's been told, but she's been Alberta for the last few years. They wear blue too, but pretty excited to wear that jacket. Loves the challenge of being a skip. She skipped back in junior, Kathy, but has loved this challenge. This needs to hang on for her, and it will. So 2, and Rachel will make the play on that one, back 12.
That's a perfect spot. If you go kind of T-line, you would have seen Team Ontario try for the long roll behind the corners. No roll available, so right on the nose.
Kathy, she admitted to me, didn't have her best stuff yesterday. I mean, UConn took them to the limit. But what can you learn from winning those really tough games when you don't have your best stuff?
Well, I think that for Kate, it's about confidence. She is a confident person by her very nature, but as a third, it's different. As a skip, that confidence comes from not thinking about outcome, just throwing the shot. You don't have the latitude as you do at third to make some misses. You have to make the shot.
Thanks, George.
Well, you couldn't script a better start here against the 3-time Scotties champ, as she's got an open hit to score 2 with Hammer here in 1.
9-5, that just kind of stayed where she put it. Yeah, okay. Still finished at the end. Got it.
These were the routine shots we were talking about in the opening that we've seen some misses this week.
You got it, Kate.
Look easy, but they're so crucial to make.
She lost that final back in St. Catharines, Ontario, 2017 to Rachel Homan as a teammate of Michelle Englot, winning that silver. We mentioned the bronze in the bubble with Laura Walker, and now skipping Manitoba here in Calgary at this year's Scotties. Final stone in 1. The open hit for a pair. That will be great for your confidence and a good start for Team Manitoba. And Kate Cameron, we're underway at the Scotties here. Glad you're with us on this Tuesday.
Yeah, way to be pro side on everything.
It really is a wonderful venue. Winsport opening up in 2011, seats around 3,000 people. Alberta's on a little run right now, undefeated as well. Selena Sturmay's team out of Edmonton, expecting great crowds. Glad you're with us for our feature. This morning it is Team Ontario and Rachel Holman taking on Kate Cameron, Team Manitoba. And Kathy, could you script a better start if you're Cameron in Manitoba?
Not at all. Some wonderful shots. And for Kate, she has been chasing in almost every game that she's played. So coming out against a very tough opponent and just having that last rock advantage and using it to convert to 2 will help them just take a deep breath and relax a little bit.
Yeah, huge confidence builder to make your first 2 and also not a lot of pressure.
You can't bounce.
Wow, how about those numbers for Elias and Wilkes in that respective game? 100%.
No bounce on this line.
That will help you out.
Yep. Hard.
Pretty good finish with that stone. Top 4.
You saw sweepers really tentative with it. It was
Just
a little bit wide on line, so you never want to sweep that perfectly to put it right beside the rock.
You got it.
Kathy, was it you or Joe? And I apologize, but we were chatting before the game, and I think one of you said that you felt the ice or the players a little more consistent playing. So does that speak to players maybe starting to figure things out? I mean, I don't think everyone's really comfortable yet. Maybe Rachel Holman's team, you look at the numbers, but what's your assessment, Kathy?
Wait a sec.
I think that the ice has settled in. We're starting to see very consistent, movement and weights. I feel that there's a number of skips here that are very confident with where to put the broom. Rachel's one of them, Clancy Grandy's one of them, Jennifer Jones, Carrie Anderson, but there's also some skips that are experienced that are just fighting it a little bit, and it's difficult to have confidence when you're always have that voice in the back of your head saying, is it gonna curl, is it gonna curl?
And that's where these teams focus a lot on mechanics, because if you have a fancy throw, if there's a technical issue coming into the throw and you're doing something crafty with the rock and it does something you don't expect it to, it's really hard to puzzle out the ice. Was it the rock? Was it the throw? Was it the ice? Teams that have really good mechanics can eliminate that question. Threw it good, move forward. Is it the ice or the rock?
Roll it. You gotta roll it.
Opens it up, does clip their own red. Shot stone still Manitoba.
Start it. I think so.
We will keep you up to date all morning long. Nova Scotia 1-0 over Yukon.
Could do this.
A blank
I have
Clancy
a very
Grandy
thin
and New
half.
Brunswick on
Okay.
sheet C.
Yeah. Guard. We've seen the path.
And a blank as well as Danielle Inglis
Should be good.
getting a little momentum going. Couple
Well,
of wins
she-
now.
She is, Brian. She made a wonderful double
throw,
in that
same line.
first end to eliminate the potential for a double score by her opponent.
She herself has made some great shots, and I think I saw one of your updates. A highlight reel was a run-in from the
Yes.
wings.
Yes.
Outstanding stuff.
You gotta wait.
Yeah, such a good drawer. If she
push it,
gets
Meg.
feeling it with her hits too, watch out.
Tight.
Emma won't be happy with her double peel because she clipped their own rock out of the rings, but
You gotta keep
she
going.
rolled
You gotta keep going.
to the corner and also left the Manitoba stone on the other corner. So
go,
Manitoba's got to be careful here. There's
Yep.
corner guards on each side in play for Team Holman. Really nicely placed guard here. The line is absolutely perfect.
Such a great player. Kelsey Rock. Saw her come up through junior. Gold medalist, not once but twice, and then U Sport as well. University of Alberta, such a great program there. Gets one, Emma Miskew will move that to the 12.
Just biting.
And someone you know really well, Joe, moving from that third position, she's known Rachel like forever. They played together since they were, what, 12, 13? And going to that second position, it's got to be tough.
Almost stuffed it.
Yeah, as far as it,
Almost
this is the lighter moment here with Emma. She gets so mad when she stuffs these run backs because you're so close to perfect, but it's the worst result ever. But yeah, I mean, they played back end together for over 2 decades, so that's a big change. Shot selection-wise, second and third are relatively similar with the 5-rock rule. Second plays a little bit more hits, which Emma loves. She's got great big weight ability and a lot of accuracy on those run backs, so she was excited about the challenge, and loves Tracy Fleury so much. We played against Tracy for years, and Tracy can find the tee line in her sleep. Such a good drawer, so quite the weapon on this team.
Top 4.
It really has been a business trip so far for this team. Look at this game versus UConn. That is a Scotties single game record for percentages, 97%. Unbelievable.
Comes back, Tracy, you can keep it there.
Yeah, back in the day with 4-rock rule and ticks being allowed, you can kind of assume that, well, maybe they just ran them up and down the sheets for 10 ends and made a bunch of peels. But with 5-rock rule and the tick zone, you know that there's still finesse shots being played there. It's just unbelievable numbers.
5, 6. Curl. 7. It's heavy. 7, it's heavy, yeah. Very heavy. Get it to it. It's past it.
Tracy Fleury struggling with her draw weight feel a little bit early this game. Last end,
Just a shot.
they called on her to make a guard, and she slid into the rings, and heavy there again. Sometimes we see morning draws, the speed is a little bit faster. The building cools down overnight, no fans for a long period of time, and things just run that little bit extra glide in the morning.
Top 8. Gotta be full 4. Top 8. You gotta be full 4.
Big opportunity here for Megan Walter. If she can get this buried above the tee line, big trouble for Homan.
Top 4. You gotta be full 4. Line's really curling.
Walter won a Canadian Mixed Curling Championship and a World Gold Medal as well back in 2019. Pokes out the other side a little bit, but pretty good spot.
Yeah, they really wanted to sit shot rock there, though. Brian, if Tracy can make a good one here,
2 feet less. Yeah, we can manage that.
it's looking good for a 2 for Team Homan. Sometimes you get fooled. The opponent's rock runs a little bit better than expected, so you make a big adjustment and just went a little bit too far.
Little light. Okay, looks there. Stay down. Looks well there. Weight's close. Looks heavy.
It's funny, they said little
Just Sarah.
light out of her
8.
hand.
Tons of weight. Curl, if anything. No, not deep. It's too wet.
And back to back. A little bit heavy there for Tracy Fleury.
Sorry, I feel like I'm throwing nothing there.
I liked it out of your hand, so I think it's just faster there than you think.
And there you go. I mean, there's the comment. Like, out of their, even the sweepers thought out of her hand, it was less and maybe light.
Really good. I got a 15-3 on there. 14-3 on yours.
Okay, top's okay.
Yeah, you see a couple down the path. It gets faster with every
I
rock.
don't think I need to give you that less. Like, I got a 3.9 on Tracy's and a 4.1 on that. We need to be to it.
Yeah, next was 15.
Let's begin some updates for you and keep you up to date on the sheets of ice. Bailey Scoffin, she's from UConn. She goes to school here in Calgary, and she's taking on Nova Scotia Heather Smith, Kathy.
Bailey faced 3 in the 4-foot on her first. She made a double, and that is her shooter, the yellow stone that was in the 8-foot. So left Nova Scotia lying 1 on her final stone. Jill Brothers threw a guard, so there is no straight back for Bailey. So being forced to the draw, does need the button and a chunk of it.
Heather Smith, the skip of this team, as Jill Brothers does throw the 4th rock for Team Nova Scotia. And this needs to curl up and slow down, and it will not, so it will be a steal of 1 for Team Nova Scotia and a 2-0 lead. In our feature, trying to carve that over a little wick on the red. It is shot stone for now, Team Manitoba.
To get it out of there, I got to back.
Well, both sides, Kathy getting a little bit fooled on that spot.
Yeah, and I think the difference is very much, as Joe said, it is a very much cooler building. Last night was very warm in here. And so, you know, as the game goes up and the day goes on, it gets warmer and warmer. And when it's colder, it can sometimes run straighter.
When I asked Danielle Inglis what it meant to qualify for the Scotties, she said everything. And now she's trying to get win number 3, taking on Carrie Galusha.
Joanne Rizzo made a double on her final stone, but rolled out of play. And so it is Ontario already lying 1, looking for the 2nd point and needing the 12-foot.
Inglis works for Curling Canada. We were chatting. She said, I got to pack up, go right to the Briar next. Unless, of course, you know, you win this thing, then you got some bigger fish to fry at the Worlds.
Nicely done.
Very nice.
Looks like Max
Their
ice.
team in the 90s in their last draw and continuing to look pretty good here. The Women's Worlds, by the way, will be in Canada this year in Sydney, Nova Scotia. That's always exciting.
It's a 15 to tee, but
It's always cool, I know, Kathy, to go on a road trip and maybe go overseas, but the Canadian fan base, when you're Team Canada in Canada, is pretty awesome.
It was the best Worlds I played in the country, and we got fortunate enough to play in Manitoba, in Brandon, and those are some great fans, I'll tell you that.
Chance here for Team Homan for a lightweight tap and roll with that Manitoba stone not curling enough.
Whoa, whoa! Curl! Gotta go! Hard,
Sarah Wilkes carving with all she's got to get a little inside flip, and they will.
Good shot.
And I think they lie 3.
Oh, we had it. Good throw rate. Okay, let's see. Thought it was dying.
Grandy with a pair against New Brunswick, so BC leading there 2-0.
So do we play enough to move this?
I think you can, yeah.
Like we only got to move this 2 inches, right?
Yep.
Like do we play like,
Back line.
I was thinking the same thing she just threw.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
At least we move this, and if I nose, like she has to rip it, it's only
Yeah.
for 2, right?
Yep. I like that, Kate.
Okay. So right there.
Okay, you got her.
A couple of options here. They talked about just kind of corner freezing on shot rock here, cut down Ontario and
So
leave
if
them a
I
tough
nose it, I
shot
at
for
least Get
2.
rid of the one at the back, and then she can only rip it for 2.
Okay.
I'd like to try to get a hair low, but nose is okay.
Okay, I like that. I like it.
This is where
Playing
she-
similar weight to Team Ontario,
really
just
help.
that hack type weight. They want to remove that back red rock so that Ontario's only sitting 2nd and 3rd, or it'll be 1st and 3rd by the end of this.
Hey, hack! Close!
Love to get to the inside if they can.
Whoa!
Hey, Cameron, final stone here in 2.
Yep! Whoa!
On and then off for Elias. Now a little bit of curl, little tap,
Nice shot, Kate.
and shot stone, Cade Cameron.
Good. Really good throw. Good throw.
Only problem is,
Really good. Didn't think we were getting so low. Yeah.
is there a piece open here? Really nice weight control here.
It's like mostly
Able to get that finish.
Same weight? Yeah. Same weight? Yeah.
Try to slice this out of the 4-foot here for 2 for Rachel Homan.
Hair less, if anything.
Yeah, I think same works. That was back line. Okay.
So just pick the
Just be
yellow
better,
stone
that's
here,
all.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
just throwing quiet weight at this. Try to be able to manage it with the brushes.
How are you
Get
throwing
that to
it?
curl at the end if they need
Keep
it.
there. Okay.
You can see enough. 3rd down the line, sometimes these run straighter.
Pair more.
Final stone in 2. Right now, it is Manitoba, that yellow stone, counting top Hearts. By the guard, curl a little bit more, pick it out, and that is a beautiful shot. Rachel Homan. The touch of a 3-time Scotties champion.
Treat was really tough. Yeah. Good call, Treat.
Ontario answering back with 2, all locked up here at Calgary.
Nice shot. Good shot.
settling into our feature, and a good start as both skips. A 2 in the first for Cameron. Homan answers with a nice shot in the second, and a 2-2 tie with play underway here in this third end. Joe, no one knows Rachel Homan better than you, your former teammate. When she is on, when she's got that eye of the tiger, how can you tell when she's kind of getting into that zone?
There's just the certainty with how she's throwing the rock, when she's seeing it well, when she's not questioning where to put the broom. There's really not a lot of factors that come into play in her mind. Like, she just gets those blinders on, and it's scary.
Are you seeing that?
Yeah, and I think that was a big deal last year, not calling the game, not seeing every rock come down the sheet. I think that was hard for her to visualize what her rocks would do without as much information. All she had was information from Tracy Fleury's rocks, and that's going to play into your mind, especially when you play this position for over 20 years.
Top eight. You gotta go then. You gotta go. We gotta be 2 it or topping.
Hard, buddy. We're not 2 it.
Okay. Let's just keep a broom on the moon.
Do you guys want to throw a board? Ooh, I was thinking either freeze or guard.
My first thought was the guard.
Yeah.
Okay, I can only see like a quarter.
14-8. 14-8.
How deep does she want this?
Full 12.
Chase is appealing. It's probably just the hardest option of all 3 options. Choosing to freeze on the corner of this, they could also play the guard. You just don't ever want to make a shot for the other team. If you play the chase and you rack on the guard, that just helps Manitoba. You always run the risk of jamming it if it happens to curl a ton. Sometimes it's best just to play the easier shot and leave your opponent the harder ones.
11 Scotties for Emma. Remember, she skipped the team when Rachel went to the Olympics. Mixed doubles with John Morris.
It's over curling. Never. We lost it. Good.
The nice thing about calling that freeze is there were some options. A little light, that plays.
The one's okay, but I'd like to thin.
Okay. Got it. Okay, you got it.
I always hear Russ Howard in my head all the time. Well, for multiple reasons, but he often says the pro miss, and Joe missing the right way.
Yeah, and that takes time to develop, because you talk to sports like they say, well, don't ever think about missing, just think about making. But in curling, if you can make a half shot and miss it on the right side, it's going to do huge things for your team.
Lovely shot there to open everything up.
Yeah, and rolled for a corner too. How good is that?
Same depth? Yeah, same.
4 ice.
We talked about how valuable it is to be able to bring a player in like Rock and the ability that she has.
Hair less. 2.5.
good.
What's she saying?
Yeah, line. 2.5. Line's good.
Talk about the pro side. If anything, they want to guard the left-hand side of the rock in the rings. If it doesn't curl enough, it'll leave a hit and roll for Team Cameron.
Keep going.
It's both sweepers here working to make this thing curl.
Good sweep.
Got it.
Just rip it, Kels. Just rip it. I think so.
Same throw. You got it.
Good shot.
When you played with Val Sweeting, you obviously met this team in the final in Montreal. What was the process like when you were recruited by Rachel Homan and that team? And is it tough? Because we're going to see a lot of moving parts at times. Olympic cycle, you never know. What's it like, that situation as a player?
It's hard in curling because we don't have managers or GMs or anyone making these calls and trades and making the decisions for you like they do in other team sports. We make our own teams and you make your own decisions, and no one has a crystal ball as to where anything will go. So the phone rings at the end of an Olympic cycle and you kind of have to decide what your best option is and just go with it. And we see that every time the Olympic cycle ends in particular. There's a lot of turmoil, a lot of phone calls, and everyone just trying to make the best decision with the information that they have.
You have to think, if you're not happy with your squad now, like now is kind of the time to make a move, because we're getting closer here.
Yeah, you still have one more season. So we always say there's growing pains with a new team, and I'd say this is kind of the last year where we might see a few more tweaks, and there could still be a chance of the team hitting their stride in time for the Olympic trials.
And keeping in mind with Jennifer Jones stepping back, there are 3 new players available. And so people that may be thinking I wasn't going to make a change, all of a sudden now think, oh, Lauren, Emily, Carly, those are good people. What can I add to my team?
Wait a sec. That sounds like an agent over there. Make sure I get 5%, Kath, okay?
Absolutely.
Or a glass of wine at the very least.
But it is true. You know, there was a time when you signed on for 4 years and that was it. But now it is about chasing the big prize. And people made changes last year. We didn't think they would. And I still think that there's a margin in men and women's to still do that one more time.
Yeah, I think every team that forms, the intention is 4 years.
Yes.
Because you know that the teams that know each other really well will have a huge advantage. We saw that last year at the Scotties with Anderson. They didn't make a change. They're the only team here that hadn't made a change. And that experience was a huge difference maker in their consistent play. That being said, a change, it reignites a team. It puts everyone back in the honeymoon phase. You really get to try to get the most out of each other. So there's benefits on both sides.
Hear that, Kathy? So now with Joe in the box, honeymoon phase, here we go, right? Everyone's happy, having
spark.
fun.
You gotta try to snag it now. Hey?
You have none on this side? Okay, try it again. You threw that well. Throw it the same.
You got it, Meg.
I'm tempted, if I'm Kate Cameron, to try to get this rock off the pinhole. They can see a little bit on the right-hand side. They prefer the other side so they could try to roll behind their corners, but it's going to be tough to score if this guard continues to be made well by Team Holman.
Nothing for Megan Walter yet.
Hard. Okay. Okay. Just more set.
Sorry, guys. Come in.
Yeah.
She's had a wonderful start to the Scotties. The key shot is brought to you by BKT Tires Growing Together, and you couldn't see a lot in the hack of that stone, Joe.
When we talk about how dialed in Rachel Holman has been, this shot needed the absolute perfect weight. It's also the line call here. Tracy Fleury doesn't get to see a ton of Rachel's rocks. They don't live in the same city, and they managed this perfectly. They were actually trying to get 3 here. I heard after the break saying, oh, it was a tough shot for 3. Great shot by Rachel Holman.
It was a key shot. 2-2 tie. Skip Stones now here in 3.
He's good. 4. Might over curl a bit.
4 kids. 5.
Just on its own. 15-3. That's fine. Okay.
So, Kath, 15-3. That's, I'm assuming, the hog-to-hog time, correct?
Yes.
So that leads me to believe it's pretty quick, no? Or
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
it is. But we've seen that in the morning before. Earlier on, we saw that it was slower, but sometimes that was the rocks that
fine,
were
Rach.
the
I
most
think that's
sharp,
better than high.
starting to wear
Yeah,
down a
that's
bit.
better than high and letting them chase it out, right? So.
But it is quick right now.
Yep. You got it, Kate.
It will curl up the line.
Yep.
I think that 12 again. If I touch the top, I don't think it's the worst.
What are you trying, sir?
12.
Like roll, try and get under a bit, or?
Melissa Adams, a former U21 champion in the city of
We're gonna
Calgary
get fourth. So I might as
back in
well
the day
at
and
least have a
competing
button.
at this year's Scotties here, taking on BC and Clancy Grandy, Kathy.
Well, she's under some pressure on her final stone. Clancy drew around again, so it is 2 stones buried. She has had some very good draw weight so far this week, not fighting it at all.
How much does last year's experience, do you think, and they had a pretty good run in that success, bring to her this time around, Kathy?
I think tons. They had a very, very good season last year. The pieces
think
fell
it's heavy,
into
guys.
place. They had a good Scotties. And then they started out this year, they were a little bit of a roller coaster, had some good results, some not good results. But when you come here and coming off of very strong provincials, I think they have a lot of confidence, and it's showing. Needs to stop.
Kayla McMillan broomed down, and that will glide too far. That is a steal of 2, so BC, strong start as Clancy Grandy and company trying to get win number 4. And they're making some noise in their group, Kathy.
They absolutely are.
Sorry, guys.
The original call here was the chase. They were going to play the in-turn. Kate went all the way down to the hack, took a look, didn't love how it looked.
Exactly. You got it. You've seen this pass blocks. You got it.
Opting
You
for the
got it.
double now.
It's nice here. Something there. Get that.
You saw Taylor McDonald just over her shoulder, and I just talked with Kate earlier today about their relationship and how how excited and happy they are that Taylor is here. They've been friends a long time. She said Taylor knows my little quirks and ins and outs, and she's the glue on this team. Oh, just picks the red, not quite far enough.
And I talked about that yesterday, Brian, at one point, about the relationship between Taylor and Kate. They are each other's wing person, and I felt that early on when Kate was missing, she wasn't getting those technical cues. She wasn't getting what she typically got from Taylor, and there's no way Kelsey Rock would know that. And even she could say the same things, but it's different. Kate's used to having that voice that gives her what she needs. So it's an adjustment for Kate for sure.
Yeah, when you have that Rock on your team, when you go to the bad place mentally, they know how to pull you out of it. And Kelsey, like, she's a very supportive person, lovely teammate to be around, but if it's a different person, sometimes it just takes some time to adjust to that.
Really close. Line good. Really close.
Let me know.
Room. Line street. No line yet. Seven. Lots of room. Seven. Okay. Lots of room. Can't. It's gotta die.
Okay. Leave it.
Just a shade heavy for Rachel Homan. They were looking to be top button, fully buried. Would have been a really tough shot to score one for Kate Cameron. Left them just a lightweight tap for the single.
Just trying to tap it. I think so. Inside. Hit inside.
Few ways to make it, but if we touch the one they just put, there's a chance we roll up and out.
Okay.
But I don't want to be too cute, so pretty much the pocket, we at least score, right?
Yeah, I like it. Oh, wait.
I like it. Perfect, Kate, you got it.
You got it.
Let's stay right where I put this, so.
You got it, Kate.
We're looking for the double here.
Final stone in 3.
Clean. Yep.
Kate Cameron.
Easy.
Yep.
Yes. Whoa.
1-2, nice shot. Makes the double, sticks around in a single for Manitoba.
Good.
3-2, Cameron leads over Rachel Homan.
Had to be pretty cute to the guard.
These were the shots she was making in the round robin over and over again.
Rachel Holman. Weagle will take it all the way. Calling line. What do you got? Oh, you've got 3. Rachel Holman. Great game.
Gotta freeze it. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Can they drag this down and put it on the face again? Can they do it?
Yeah.
Final stone, Ontario. To be crushed. Look at this. Courtney Weagle. Have they saved it for her? Yes, they have. In a 6-6 tie, in an extra end. Courtney Weagle, you got to run this back and catch it. Run it back. Got it for a third Canadian championship. Rachel Holman.
That really was one of the most exciting finals I have ever seen, and you look at the pedigree of these names and these teams over the years. Jennifer Jones chasing after number 7 here in Calgary. Rachel Holman. So much consistency over the years when you talk about her 10th Scotties appearance here. And you think about all the times that she's made finals. She's only missed the podium twice in her career. I can't imagine what was going through your heart and body when she had to make that double. What was the team feeling and thinking in that moment? And then she made that shot.
Yeah, such a roller coaster that end, Brian. A couple missed peels, and Anglot put her rocks in almost the absolute perfect spot. And I remember Rachel saying, you got to call this to miss it. And they called me on out of her hand. And the craziest part was, as good as that shot was, you couldn't even celebrate because it was just, thank God the game's going to continue.
Exactly.
And in that final, what stood out for me was Kate Cameron. She's so young, and she played so well. Just no sign of nerves. She made everything. And players like that might take a little bit to settle in at skip, but watch out once she gets comfy.
4-4.
She also had a front row seat and was a part of that wonderful game, that wonderful final. I always, your ice level, and I'm waiting to interview the eventual champion, and I mean, you goosebumps in that building watching that game. There were so many wonderful shots.
Good, Emma. Good. Awful. Okay. Just think that's easy double peel for them.
Yeah. Put a high one.
Or you go high. Yeah, or high. What do you like?
I like high.
We think high. Like just split the center? Yeah.
Your top 4 was a 14-4.
Okay.
Such a good situation on the corner.
16?
Yeah.
For Team Ontario. That rock is
Can do the difference.
almost fully buried. In top 12, that's hard to remove with the chase. You got to throw it pretty hard to kill it. So Manitoba opting for the offense here. Just throw a high guard, protect their shot stone.
I like that. I like that.
One.
I like this call. It keeps the pressure on. If you play the chase and you miss it, all of a sudden it's a really simple 2 for Ontario.
One's good then. It's really good.
They've seen this path a lot in the second end, so they'll have a good idea for speed and line.
Yep, Meg. Hair deeper. Yep. You gotta go. You gotta go to cover this. Both of you go.
Good.
Nice.
It's good. Are we slow, or are they
Go back.
big?
You wanna try and get that on or no? One guard is guarding the rock, so I think we have to move that one. I like the yellow, red. Yeah. Okay. 3/4. Sure. We know it.
Play the double peel here.
3/4. Yeah, is that what she said? 3/4.
Okay. I think if I let go now.
Emma will drive the red rock into the house. Might catch shot rock in the top 8 foot.
Yes! Hard, Sarah. Hard. Off.
Okay.
Oh. Best it's felt all week. You got it, Meg. You got it.
Or to speak per se, I'm not sure who said it, but best it's felt all week. I would agree. It looks like, based on these hog-to-hog times, it's the quickest the surface has been.
A little less than you.
That can make these high guards tough.
1.5.
A little more line than Kelly.
The chief ice technician for the Scotties,
close.
Mike
Clear
Merklinger,
Okay, if you're
and his
higher, we
crew.
need curl.
Long hours,
gotta
tireless
curl right now.
job to make
Close.
sure
You gotta
these
go.
athletes
You're
have
right.
the best surface available.
You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. That's fine. You gotta go. Just curl. Just curl. Nothing.
It also looks today, Joe, it's the kind of ice where as a brusher you feel like you can really make a difference. You can really drag a stone further. You know, sometimes there's ice that you're sweeping on and you're thinking, am I really doing anything?
Yeah, sometimes it may not make a lot of sense, but it feels like you're just keeping it from stopping.
Yes.
2/3. Yeah. You got it.
Kathy, how often would you, during your playing days, maybe, make friends, ice technician? You're like, hey, what's up today, Mike? Like, how much did, or was there a specific person that would go and talk to them?
You know what? I've always been a person that thinks that you can get so much from understanding what's going on the ice. And I find that ice makers are some of the most open people, but you have to ask the questions. They're not going to come up to you and saying, I'm tweaking the pebble head or I'm doing something. Now, a guy like Russ Howard, because of his background, probably always did because he made ice. But I always say to the teams that I coach, go talk to the ice maker before major events. Find out what they're doing. They can be your friends.
Yeah. Little higher.
As Darren Moulding comes to mind as well as a...
Oh,
Okay,
sure.
if you're higher right
Same
now,
spot, same
Well, in
spot.
Manitoba, of course,
Okay,
you've got
then line's
Greg
close.
Wasko,
Clean
Hans
it. Clean it,
Vutric,
please. Same
Mark
spot.
Shurik. So all of these ice makers
Line's
were
better.
at home
Line's
for me,
better.
and access to
Close
them
for
was
Kelsey.
readily available.
Are you at me? Where are you?
Yeah,
We're
past
just
you.
deeper.
Okay, Kels, go.
Go, go, go.
Go, 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 go.
Finish.
Good. Stop. Good.
Nice spot, Mike.
Good
control.
Good.
3/4. Okay.
Heather Smith, a 2-1 advantage on sheet B. Clancy Grandy up by
Go.
4 on
Girl.
New Brunswick. And
Girl.
Danielle Inglis is off and running big time, 7-0.
Get it to move. Get it to move.
Well, Joanne
Go,
Rizzo
go,
made
go,
a
go,
wonderful
go.
shot through a port on her first one.
shot.
Danielle was able to remove it, and then for Joanne, she wasn't able to get back through the same hole and gave up the steal of 5.
Nice shot, Trace.
Nice job there by Tracy Fleury in our feature to open things up. It is Joanne Rizzo throws the 4th stone on that team, skipped by Carrie Galusha, who actually throws the lead rock. We had a nice chat, Kathy, with Sarah Colton on that team as
It's a broom more.
she
It's a
continues
broom
her
Yeah, I like that.
We can
journey
really
to be
target
a
too.
doctor. Had a wonderful
Line's
interview
not great, I
regarding the
think,
Sandra
but we just
Schmerler
need to nibble them,
Foundation.
right? Like,
$1.1 million, by the way, raised for the foundation,
You can
helping
really take
babies
this
in
safe,
crisis.
Like 7-4 on Meg's halfway.
And she was
Very
chatting with
fast.
us, not stepping away from the game
Yeah.
just for about a year or so, but definitely plans on continuing to
patient on
play,
it.
which is
You got
awesome.
it.
She's going to play some mixed, she said, in the next year, and wants to take a big trip with her husband and then settle into becoming a doctor full time.
Yeah. Really tight.
Can you clean it?
3.
Not yet.
Clean it.
Skip Stone's here in
Really?
4. Kate Cameron.
Really tight. It's okay. Really
Nice double
tight.
peel made by Tracy Fleury.
That'll be okay.
Really tight.
Close for curl.
Really
close to
finish.
in. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. More.
I think we're close now.
Good.
More.
Good.
Good. 16-3.
I like the run.
62 years young today. There you go. Happy birthday.
Intern.
Our buddy Russ celebrating her birthday yesterday. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It is great to
You were
have
keeping
fans
them there?
back in the
Yeah,
building.
My first one was
Last
a
time we
really
were here,
good
the
throw.
bubble in
Yeah, you throw the
2021.
corner rock. With a sweep.
I was chatting with Kate Cameron about that
Splitting center
earlier
gets
today
taken
as
away.
well, just saying, she
Are you
was
turn it?
obviously in the playoff mix and found the podium, winning that bronze medal, and said it was eerie to be in here and you couldn't hear a thing. Like there was just nothing going on. No fans. You could hear a pin drop. It was dead.
Smart. Yeah. Hard. Hard. Whoa.
Rachel Holman, run it back. What a run back double. She is cooking here in Calgary.
The same, like quarter.
Good teach.
Probably less because I probably threw it in third. Really good.
Just really well thrown rock. It's release sensitive on these peels, so if you're a little soft, it'll curl. A little too straight with it, it really floats.
Even want to play too cute. Yeah. Even back 8 still a force, right?
Yeah.
We showed that
So-
graphic of Rachel and her success.
Yeah.
Do you like
Yeah,
that? Like,
I like that.
She's played in
80
6
hairs forward through the
finals,
middle, but
won
that's
3
okay, but
times.
not until probably
She's
10.
lost the last 3, a couple to Anderson, 1 to Chelsea Carey. but is always, every year, right there. Has to be a favorite each and every time that she steps on the ice.
Like quite a bit more. Back 8! Back 8! Okay, no. Kelsey always. Back 12. Back 12. Can we bury it?
Well, this isn't curled at all, Brian.
I don't want to go. Yeah,
If you're not through, go.
Go. You can go. All you got, Kelsey.
All you got.
Really love to get
Really
this
going
behind
now.
cover, at least partially.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. More.
Good.
Keep going.
Good.
Good. 4-3. Ooh, that's fast.
Yeah. Shoot. Sorry, just max kick.
That's okay. So it doesn't
Like
change
how I
the
threw
outcome.
it, but
Really liked your kick.
yeah, sweet. That's good.
Just seeing if the weight is all there this morning, it takes a little while to curl. Once that finally caught some curl, it came down, but nice surface this morning.
Weight is last end?
Yeah.
You guys thought it was close and it skated a hair farther than we thought, right?
Yeah.
Thought it was close enough.
Yeah. Hair less works. We can get
Did it
there.
time at 15 or no?
Which one? Sorry. The time to 14 and a half.
Yeah.
I think.
Your first one was a 15-2 to top 12.
Mission accomplished for Team Manitoba, the force. And the draw for one here for Rachel Holman.
Let's tee out of my hand.
Line's good.
Looks really light though. It's running. It's up to you. You take a look, guys.
Stay down.
It's running like it's heavy.
Stay down.
Looks good.
14.
15-3. Good judge.
Some slick ice on this Tuesday morning. 15-3
Great weight.
to the Hearts, and a single for Rachel Holman and Team Ontario. And a 2-point cushion here.
15-3.
You're watching the Scotties, our coverage on TSN here in Calgary. lead for Team Ontario. There is Sarah Wilkes in a 3-3 tie. As Rachel Holman, nice draw weight right to the Scotties Hearts. And some nice curling on both sides thus far. Getting closer to championship weekend. A lot of times you consider this part of the week moving day, where teams will try to get a little bit of space or keep their playoff hopes alive. Top 3 from each group will qualify into the playoffs.
You see moving day. This is a day where you want to feel like you're hitting your stride, and some great numbers from Sarah Wilkes here after 4. Her first guard was high and didn't make it to the center line. See Manitoba with the wing. And Ontario putting up another center line guard. Not wanting to give up an easy blank this end and flip the hammer. Just seems like Ontario hasn't quite hit their stride this game, and right from the word go, they didn't have the best draw for hammer, one of them being half in the 8-foot. They actually have only had their hammer in 1 game this week so far.
And that I find really interesting, Joe. When you and I were talking about that when we were watching the draw to the button, this is a team that has, Rachel uses that word, work so hard. And we've talked about it all the time, that the European teams, the international teams work so hard on the draw to the button because it matters so much. And this team has played at that top level against the top teams. So why is the draw to the button so hard this week?
I have a theory, Kathy. This team, extremely talented, as we see 91% from Miscue. None of them live in the same city, so they don't get to practice as a team very often. They fly in before events to get training camps in. They played a later schedule to meet up on a few extra weekends, but to be able to practice the draw for hammer, you need all 4 players to go out and do a 9-minute practice, get the paths the way it would be in a game, and practice hitting that exact same line. How much faster does it get? Working on, throwing under that pressure, and they just don't get to do that a lot, whereas European teams, they're doing that every single time they hit the ice.
Sarah lives in London, Ontario. Emma in Ottawa, Tracy in Sudbury, and Rachel here in Alberta.
Yeah.
Kate, just 4-foot, top 4, top 8's okay. Okay, 5.
One thing in chatting with Rachel before the championship, just about her run and being at the Scotties, she's very proud of the consistency of her team and the work ethic. And she must have said work, a million times.
Yes.
Like working hard to be at the top of our game. And that's what they're so proud of. And you talk to any elite athlete, it's being consistent at the highest level. And that's the one thing, Kathy, that always seems to stand out to me. You could say, oh, Jennifer Jones struggled this game, or Rachel Holman struggled that game, but they won. They still found a way to win.
And I think that there are key words you hear from Skips that mean something. So for Rachel, it's work. To me, it's a subliminal reminder to all of them that they have put in the work. So if they're not playing well here, they should be able to rely on their technical abilities. They should be able to rely on the time they put in. You hear Jennifer talking about fun a lot. To me, that's a reminder for Jennifer that this is a choice that she's made. This is where she wants to be. And to be in the moment, I think those words mean more than just what they say.
7-8 tie. I think this will curl too.
Don't love to do this when you don't have hammer, having to throw a run back double.
Yep. Hard, Sarah.
In a 3-3 tie here in 5.
Hard.
Emma Miscue will get the 2 to go.
How good is that? Stone, she ran back, stays right in front of shot Stone, and eliminating one of the rocks at risk of counting. Just tell she's throwing the rock really well, because out of the hand, it's almost clean. Like there's never a panicked yes or whoa. That means you're real close as a thrower. Try to rearrange these angles now, Brian. Just throw a heavy draw. Promote the yellow stone.
Back 12, back line. Close. Back line. Oh, close. Yep. Yes. Back 12. Whoa. Back 12. Whoa. Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Curl. Curl. Really good. Curl.
Love to get to the inside.
Nice.
Little tap from Kelsey Rock. Shot stowed. Manitoba, top Hearts.
As we could have done.
What was that?
3-2.
What kind of weight do you want to throw? Yeah, rather like a tap of like tap freeze or something. I think like hackish looks good. How much weight? Normal. Do you like this? I like a little less weight, but if it's whatever you like.
A little risky here. If this runs straight, the yellow shot stone will jam in the back. It's really important to get to nose here for Tracy Fleury.
Big, clean, yep, heavy. Whoa, yes!
Perfect on the hit so far this morning.
Hard, you gotta go. Hard.
Tracy Fleury runs back the yellow. And 3 Reds in the house here right now for Ontario without in 5.
What a great shot by Tracy. Really well swept. It just whiskers the yellow at the top of the rings here. Slight redirect. Hangs around to sit 3.
Hair down. Close. Yep, 10 and a half.
I think the weight selection there didn't whip it.
Whoa. 10 and a half, 11. Whoa, then, whoa. Kels. Hard. Go.
Megan Walter will roll top 8.
11.
Take control.
Almost rolling back where it was is pretty good too.
Yeah, okay.
How much?
Control.
Okay.
You got it, Tracy.
Yep. Good. Clean it. Yep. Really gotta go. Hard, Emma. Hard to get by. Hard, Emma.
Here comes their own red guard up front, and they're by it, and they will jam the back red.
Second. Sorry. Are we shot? Yeah. I was like, oh no. Good seat.
Had the top.
Did you ever like that? Yeah, I like that.
Jill Brothers settling to the hack, throwing the 4th stone for Nova Scotia,
If
Kathy.
they go around.
Bailey
so
Scoffin faced
I think
2.
we go
One of them
here.
partly buried. She removed the shot stone, but because it was partly buried, she rolled into the open, and so that is why Jill Brothers has the chance for a hit for 2.
Right to it. Okay.
Right on the nose, little roll, and 2.
Okay, 10.
2.
4-1. Nova Scotia leads over on sheet B.
Hard. You gotta go. Any roll. Go, Ken. Go.
Megan Walter one more time.
I got a 10.
Good throw, Meg.
Is that better weight?
Yeah, 10.
I'm gonna try the double.
She's still coming around anyways.
But here's 3.
Well,
Oof, that's an absolute wild guess up there. Barely got hers into play.
is nosing that any?
I don't think so. No. You're talking about the run back? Well, yeah, but it's not an easy shot.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I like that or the wide draw.
The wide draw, yeah.
The run's a hair scary.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Can't be wide, can't be tight.
I think we have an idea of how slow it'll be out here.
Just either way, she probably has the slash.
Yeah, unless we kind of leave it just under that, so that she'll probably come around.
Yeah.
Even like there's pretty good.
Yeah, half open high.
Even if we're back here and sit 2, like it's not bad.
Is that bad?
Yeah, she just noses that and they're both
Well,
gone.
no, if we leave it somewhere where she doesn't have that.
It's just that the nose hit sends it that way.
Or even just the nose.
And if
then
we
we're in
overhook
trouble,
it, then she has it the other way.
I think we got to go this way for drawing.
Yeah, I like that.
Really?
This guard to get around isn't in place, so wherever you want it, it's going to curl super hard at the end. So wherever you want it, just ignore the guard.
I know, but like
We're
it's
trying to
hard
get around
for me
this
to even
one.
get this in play.
No, it's not. We thought it was a 2 out of Sarah's hand, 6 feet.
I think it'll just be like first step in practice.
Yeah.
13? I do.
You got it, Rach.
What?
Rach is concerned
I
about
thought
this draw.
That rock's a little slow.
because that high guard you see on the top of the screen there was Sarah's guard attempt that came down more than expected.
I like whatever you're seeing, right? Just scary because you could jam it.
Jam it?
Like, if
So-
you take the middle one?
No, I think I took the middle one.
Path out here,
Okay.
they felt ran quite
It's
slow.
up to you.
Meanwhile,
I
the
like
path in here
Both of them
is
are.
fully broken down.
This is my first
So the question
thought.
is, how much weight do you
Yeah,
have
it's just
to
we really
add
don't
here?
know.
She has a whole 8 foot to work with. I do like this call. The other shot they talked about was the run back, but that's a make it or miss it situation, and you run the risk of giving up 3. This is where
What do you like,
Tracy,
I don't really love either.
So what are you seeing here? Like just sticking
I
it
have
here?
alt plus. I can even make the double if it curls. But that's there too. I don't know.
this is Tracy and Rachel working
You're
together
throwing it.
as a
My
back
thought was
end
the
now.
draw, but you're throwing it. Like whatever you
like the
like
draw?
better. That was my thought, yeah.
So we saw 20 plus years of Emma and Rachel together in the house. Emma sometimes almost reads
I don't like a
Rachel's
13,
mind
I like a 14.
and starts to frame
I
that
was
shot.
thinking like
They're
13
still
and a
working out
half.
that communication between Tracy and
So
Rachel.
high
So is
Tracy
this,
would draw all day.
is this though a situation where Emma might, you hear the chatter and step up and whisper to Rachel and say, hey, you know, what's up, do this? Or
Yeah, and I think Emma wants her to draw too. You heard her trying to
Okay.
frame it. No, Sarah's only came up 6 feet light. We can manage
You can keep
this.
it there. It'll come back.
All on the same page now.
I think Rachel's comment was at the very beginning of that conversation was, well, this is a crazy guess out here.
Yeah, and she shot down this draw immediately the first time it was suggested. Buying in now, though.
Whoa, then.
Skip Stone's here in 5, the intern draw.
Wait on me. No.
Needs to curl.
Over on sheet D, Kathy.
Curl.
Danielle Inglis faced 2, so she tried to go around the corner, but there was some space, and Joanne Rizzo made a wonderful touch shot to remove the stone to lie 3. So for Danielle, it's a replication of what she just threw, looking for a draw, needs to bite the 4 foot against 3.
This is what we talked about, right? Yeah.
And for Rachel in our feature, pretty good guess, and
It didn't slow down as much as
able to lie 2.
Easy.
I think, yeah,
You
they're
need
lying
to
2,
go
Team
straight.
Ontario. And the update sheet.
Oh boy,
That will,
that is a communication error for sure. They swept that most of the way, steal of 3.
that is a tough one, as Galusha right back in the game.
They might have been playing for the backing there, Kathy.
Yeah, I think they were, and then they
Shoot.
weren't, and then they were.
Just got caught in between.
touching the 4 would be perfect.
I like 14. Yeah, 14 is good.
So now, if you're Team Manitoba, Ontario just showed you the way.
You got it. You got it, Kate.
Hers ran pretty straight, so
Yeah.
yes.
I assume it'll be a little bit better. Second one down the path out here.
Okay, I thought Max. Hey, top 4.
Off if you're hot.
Kay telling me before the game, still trying to get better, improve the confidence, reading the ice a little bit better.
We're
More
coming
line.
down.
You gotta be there.
Hard.
Gotta be there.
Bite the blue. Bite the blue. Bite the blue.
Want to be shot stone, curl a little bit more, and it will curl enough. Shot stone for now, Team Manitoba.
Sorry, I didn't want to switch and kill it. No, we need. Do you want the same ice?
Hair less, please.
Okay.
Almost left it too long. It's
4-5.
in a good
Great
spot.
weight.
I thought Ontario might be tempted to chase this with that guard being so high.
She's just freezing. Yeah. She can probably tap freeze though.
Really close. If they could have switched and gone, they could have lost it underneath all those guards.
If we're on the inside, we're okay. If we're nose, we have to tap it. Okay, good. We'll let you know the line. Okay. A few feet less. Sorry? A few feet
So
less.
you hear them talking
14 and a half is
about
real close.
options,
Yeah.
Joe.
You can
Is
carve
the
it in.
call the straight draw to the blue paint here?
Yeah, and Rachel's just saying if it hangs out and it's a little bit wide, they'll have to try to get a tap on this. So this is up to the sweepers to give a really good weight call, and then Tracy can manage it from there.
Line's good.
Whoa.
Line's good. Sweeper weight. Line's straight.
Yep. Hard.
Line's good.
Hard line. 6, 7. Whoa.
Yeah,
8.
Line's straight.
Wait on me.
Yep, hold the line. Hold the line. Hold it. Yep.
Hold the line for that little tick, and they play it perfectly.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't know we were in 8, 9.
Sorry?
I
didn't know we were in 8-9. I would have gone for nose. She got the double now. I only heard 6-7. That's not good.
You just got a little fooled on the speed there.
Like if we want
Third
to go
rock
for
down
two,
the
we gotta
line.
get one, right?
Yeah,
So 2/3
I think so.
for that.
I think that's really close.
3/4 for one.
Okay,
Okay, great. Pair more.
we got her.
Chance for 2 here.
2/3
Yellow.
for 2, 3/4 for one.
Onto
Is
red.
that 10 that Meg threw?
I like that a lot.
That'd be for 2.
I like that.
We
Or
are
just catch
second,
it and
so
get your 1.
It's nice and true here.
That's what it seems like. So
A little bit of
zero line
ice here,
her,
so
but
she's
we've
not
been
going to
playing
whip
for
it.
enough, so
Okay,
I think this will be close.
yeah, you got it.
Easier to
You got it,
stick
Kate.
that run back with less
Go
weight.
ahead.
Yep. Yep.
Yep, there's
Yep.
soft.
Yep.
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 In a 3-3 tie here in 5, Kate Cameron. Can she run it back and make the double? 1, clips 2,
Okay, good.
and just the single.
Good throw. One yellow.
Manitoba, it was a tough shot, opportunity to score a pair,
Okay.
and will settle for a 1-point lead after 5.
Wait, I got 10. Oh, good.
Great shot of downtown Calgary. New NHL building on the way for this city in the not too distant future. You can see the Calgary Tower, the Bow River, one of my favorite places in all of Canada. Awesome city. And we're just about 20 minutes from downtown Calgary at WinSport. And a look at Team Manitoba. And a good game versus Team Ontario, led by Kate Cameron. Let's check the numbers now, Joe, after 5.
Yeah, well played game so far. Each team able to convert their hammer only once, both times with very precision shots. Walter making a perfect freeze in the first end on the corner, and Pullman with a lightweight chip out for 2 in the second. Nothing much to choose from between these skips, both at 88%. We're in for a close one here, Brian.
After 5 is brought to you by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. Snack time. What was your favorite snack at the 5th minute break?
Oh, just a boring protein bar.
Okay, all right. We'll step aside. I'm gonna get you a protein bar. Me too.
The 2024 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. By Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. And by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada.
By the guard, no problem. Curling up, moving enough. Hold the shooter. Great shot, Quebec. Louis St. George up pistol.
Good sweep.
How about a score of 4?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
1, 2, lovely double on the board. Selena Sturmey, 1, 2, big double for the Alberta skipper. They have looked so impressive, 4-0 in their home province, Selena Sturmey, and she's must-see TV. Laurie St. George always smiling, such a great competitor at 3-1, and that's the feature later on today at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Vic, Russ, Kathy have you covered here on Canada's Sports Leader. All your coverage of the Scotties right here on TSN, and all of it inside the Win Sport Event Center. Glad you're with us for our feature on this Tuesday morning. It is Rachel Homan down by 1 with Hammer here in 6, throwing the Red Stones. Kathy, get us up to date around the sheets of ice here at Winsport.
Well, what a wonderful game we're watching. Homan's locked in, but I feel that Kate has actually found the groove. Nova Scotia playing much more consistent, and even though she is losing, Bailey Scoffin is a really good story this week. Clancy Grandy's draw weight is worth noticing, and it's been a struggle for Melissa Adams shooting under 50%. And Danielle Inglis, well, she was in the groove until she slid through last stand, and it was that big 5 that has certainly hurt Carrie Kalusha.
Thank you, Kathy.
Kathy, I think we almost have our telepathic brainwaves synced up here, because in the break I was thinking about Kate Cameron, and I watched her. She had a draw to the 8-foot to beat Team Yukon, obviously a closer game than they expected. And she was very panicked with the line call out of her hand, trying to help the sweepers with weight, with line, and everyone was like, this looks perfect, we can just clean it there. And then contrast that with today, she seems very dialed in, really calm, no panic in her voice on her own rocks.
Agreed.
Hard!
This is the Kate Cameron I think we're used to seeing at third.
You bet. And I just feel it is that weight of the skip that's starting to leave.
12-1, good call.
Sometimes when you come up against an opponent like this, it gets you out of your own head a little bit, just because there's really no time to think about the miss and what's on the line when you're playing against a team that you know is hot.
Solid half.
Yep. What's she saying?
Sweet. Yep. Sweet. Yep.
Little heavy.
Yep.
Heavy. Guys, stick around. Curl. 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 Curl if you're heavy. Curl if you're heavy. You might not stick around. Sweet.
Go. Okay, 4-5. Go.
Those lightweight hits,
Really gradual.
the weight call is so important from the sweepers so that the skip knows how much of the rock to hit. Rocks are really lively in the arena, and especially with the mop in the 5th end break. Usually the houses fly in the 6th end.
Thought Max. I thought Max too. T back 4. T line. Let it work a bit.
Kansas rock.
Back T.
Kansas rock. Not that deep, guys. Not that deep.
Gotta wait.
Whenever
go.
you can.
go.
But not deeper than my broom. Try a slow
Slow
curl. Go. Okay, now you can go. Go, 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 go. Good, good.
Interesting.
Nice.
So
Great.
slow
Nice.
curl.
4-5.
That's like what, a slow knife to try guide it over, Joe, or what?
Yeah, so anytime your broom's on the ice, you have run the risk of having the rock go farther. So
That's
the
actually
knifing
quite nice.
technique, you turn it the skinny way, so you're only hitting a
Right.
portion of the running surface,
Pretty
hoping
long.
that it catches the fresh pebble and goes sideways more than forward. So you're trying to add
I threw
curl
this
and not
twice.
speed. She said slow curl, she wanted the stroke rate to be slower.
Any of it. I like the run.
Okay, you got it.
Teams are always testing what's most effective and what works best for them.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Yes.
Yep.
Four.
And she'll stuff the yellow, top 4. Kathy, update us. Smith, Scuff, and Sheet B.
Well, I talked about Bailey holding her own, and in this end, Nova Scotia not able to get rolls and group stones. And on her final stone, Jill Brothers hit the stuck but did not roll. This is an open hit for 3 and the tie.
Yep.
Bailey plays for the St. Trojans on their college curling team here in Calgary. And the shooter sticks around. Well done.
Crowd loves her.
Just soaking in all that experience, right, Kathy? It's pretty cool.
As much separation as we can
Very
get.
special.
That's done.
We were looking for more separation in these guards. Fairly routine double peel.
You gotta connect. Half is good.
Okay. So come up a bit for me.
Curl.
Whoa! Hey.
A great shot by Tracy Fleury. You could hear it in Rachel's voice. You gotta connect here, and how good is that? Catching the one in the house. She's known for her drawing ability, but
10.
also very precise with the
9-5.
takeouts.
9-5.
Well then, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, 10. Clean. 10.
Clean, yep.
Had such a wonderful year in run, losing the Olympic curling trials. Did Tracy Fleury 6-5 to Jennifer Jones, that extra end back in 2021 in Saskatoon.
She doesn't think we can get shot, but I think that's okay. I still like it.
Yeah, probably just here. Yeah, top
You
8.
see Don Bartlett, the coach of this team, over the shoulder of Tracy Fleury as well.
And Don's a new addition to the team this year. And they brought him in to track their stats so they can always look after every single event and see exactly where their gaps are. And it's pretty impressive for a team that's only lost 5 games this season. It'd be easy to just start rolling and perhaps becoming complacent, but they're searching for every little percentage point they can find. And when you hear Rachel talking about putting in the work, that's what she means.
We're all there.
They feel that they've hit all of the parts of their game that they have to work on.
6-7.
Rachel talked about Don in our conversation before the Scotties, just, you know, so impressed with his resume as a curler. He knows the game. He's been there, done that, and he's learning ways that he can help this team. And obviously, they're flying right now.
So,
Kathy, back to you. We'll update sheet C.
here.
Well, for Clancy
Just right
Grandy,
here
an
is fine.
opportunity
What did I get on
here.
that,
That
Ken?
last stone
I missed it.
thrown by Melissa Adams. She faced 3, was trying to tuck it around the top stone and get to the heart. She had perfect weight. It just did not curl enough.
Yeah.
So
like
an
a
open
4-8?
hit
Yeah,
opportunity
that.
for 4.
Yeah. All right, to it, but I would not like to tap unless it's for line.
Okay,
You need to be just over foot.
Okay, I like it.
Some final
Pretty
confirmation
patient on that. I think you can get a 15 there, hey?
as
I think
Kate
so.
Cameron
Okay.
chatting
This is
things
a hair
over
ball
with
line, so I think it'll run a little better.
her front end.
Okay, got it.
I
Nice and
think
good.
you're close.
You got it, Kate.
Wait.
Close for curl. Curl. Right to
Kate
it.
Cameron delivers in our feature in the update sheet. Clancy Grandy will tap it back, and it'll be,
Top 4.
how many there, Kathy?
Just 2.
Just the 2, yeah, okay. But in
Line's good. No bounce on this.
pretty confident form right now for Grandy BC, up 7-2.
Lock on, Kels.
Get my broom.
Back to our feature.
Got a curl. You got to get at least edge to edge.
Trying to get edge to edge, trying to lock it on that red stone.
Good weight.
And for now it is Manitoba line 2.
Yeah.
Weight was absolutely perfect, Brian. They were looking to lock it on the side. It just didn't want to curl for them.
Okay, how much weight?
There's the door open here for Ontario to hit and roll under. Sit 2 buried behind the corner guard.
Hack. Not sure what it's going to do to set a line.
Okay.
Not sure if it's going to be climbing or
How much weight are you thinking?
hack. I think it'll based off the peels. I think it'll curl.
That's 2 for Kate on her first that have under curled. Last time she went out wide
Okay.
and wasn't able to get lost underneath. There was a bunch of guards up the middle. That one also, like that's a good 6-inch under curl. Rock might be running a bit straight.
Hack. Clean.
Seems the wing runs straight on these teams. The weight will be key here.
Just clean. Just hack. Yep. Hack. Whoa. Close, Sarah. Yep. Sarah. Hard. You gotta go. You really gotta go.
Sarah!
Go, Sarah. Really, really, really gotta go. Hard. Okay. Go on that. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. You got her, Kate.
Talk about pressure now. They're not shot rock,
Same
but they're
spot,
fully
right beside
buried.
The top one.
Yeah, I like it. Same weight.
So the key
Same
here, Joe,
spot
has
right
to be
beside the
rock
top one. If we're
positioning
beside the
as well,
second
because
one,
you don't
it's
want to
gonna be
give
close to
Rachel a
giving her
double
double
off
for
that top yellow.
have
Yeah,
to
she
be on
has to
the
sit
high
second
side,
shot
like,
here.
just
Obviously, if
above it,
she's
right?
light, it's a hit for
So full
3.
top 8. Yeah.
Little heavy though, you chop
same spot
off.
is
You could leave a
perfect.
double for 3.
Got it.
Good thing is she just
Yeah,
threw
I
it.
guess We'd rather be T-line. I guess we leave her the double versus a nose hit, so we
Yeah.
got to be shot, right?
Yep. Got it.
15 on that.
Got it. More kick, less arm.
Yeah, less arm for sure.
Top eight.
We're okay, we're okay.
Line's a little tighter. Line only. Line's tighter. Top eight. Yes. Line. Line only.
You gotta go, Ken.
Line. Line only. We're bouncing. Yes.
We're bouncing.
We're bouncing.
Want to be second shot rock, a little kiss.
Okay.
And now you have to think Rachel's going to take that double on.
Not sure though, Brian, because the steal here is not what you want. Go down 2 playing 7
It's not an easy double. It's pretty sharp.
and score your 1 here. You're tied with the hammer and the even ends.
What are you seeing,
Pretty
Rach?
skinny.
It's really thin.
It's pretty skinny.
How is it? Yeah. Less than a
Quarter.
quarter. Less
Small
than a quarter.
quarter.
A quarter hits the top of it, but yeah.
Like we don't want to flash it either, right?
Yeah. What do you like, Rach? What do you think it would do here? I think it'd come up a hair.
pretty straight though.
Yeah. I don't think it will, yeah. I think it's tough to make it with the out because if you set it, you flash, and if you're over, it'll curl.
Okay.
I think the in is almost more manageable. Okay. I think if I let go on a quarter with the in, that's really close.
Because we can go into here too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a bit easier to me, but.
Well, I think
Like whatever you're seeing.
Yeah.
So it's like a thin quarter with the in?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I like it if you like it.
Okay.
No curled. Quarter rock?
Yeah, if
You
you
know,
wanted
just
to.
with
Yeah.
her skill set and Rachel's ability, you know, if there's anyone in this field and the way she's playing, a chance to take 3 here in 6. You know, I hear what you're saying too. You don't want to give up a steal, but this young woman, she's got this in her toolkit, no doubt.
Yeah, and you get the team conference there too because it is a huge shot. There's risk involved. She wants to make sure everyone is in and wants to play it.
Hard for me to hold it with straight through.
We've been keeping all of them there, and they've all.
I think you heard someone comment as well. There is a little pocket as well if you do crash in.
Okay.
I think it's when it's farther away from the line, it's a little flatter.
Okay.
I'll keep it there a little bit. Okay, you got it.
Kate Cameron could only watch. Rachel Homan in the hack, ready to roll. Final stone here in 6. Yet to allow a steal this week. Trying to make the double. Catch the yellow across, and she nails it. Surprise, surprise. Vintage Rachel Homan.
You could hear in the team conference they're setting up exactly how they thought it would run. Just a fantastic throw by Rachel Homan. Great line call, Tracy Fleury.
Was there ever any doubt? Called it, throws it, makes it, sticks it. 3 on the board for Team Ontario. The 5th, there's Don Bartlett, the coach. Yeah, we've seen that fist pump a few times, haven't we? Great shot. It is the 43rd season of the Scotties, going back to 1982. It all began with Kruger's sponsorship in Regina, and what a host, Canada Olympic Park. This year, 2024, the Scotties, just outside of downtown Calgary, a beautiful facility. And up next, we're off to Saskatchewan, the 2024 Montana's Brier. It begins March the 1st in Regina. Here's a look at the field, and Joe, I'll start with you. When you look at this field, what stands out to you?
Top 7 in Canada are there. And you've got your Brier regulars from across the country, so I think it's going to be a great event.
Brad Gushu, Team Canada, trying to win again. That guy right there coaching his sister this week, Kevin Cooey. He'll be back. Kathy, how about you? What stands out to you about that Brier field?
It is just so deep, so incredible. The return of Brad Jacobs to me is a bit of a story. He is so important to have in an event like that dialed in. I think we're going to be seeing so many great shots.
Reed Crothers, obviously a part of that team. Reed here coaching Team Canada, Carrie Anderson, and we can't wait. That is our next stop, the Brier in Regina. What a shot, Rachel Homan. They had the team come together, a little chat, Joe, but I mean, you know, all things considered, you had to think Rachel was going to take that on, the way she's playing, the confidence, and, you know, needing that in this stage of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue risk versus reward there, but I think the momentum off that shot was huge.
Update again. Kathy, over to you, Sheet B.
Well, facing 3, Bailey Scoffin was on her last one. She hit and rolled out, and so that means that for Jill Brothers, after being tied up, has a chance to really leap ahead again with any piece of the paint for 3.
Stay down, stay down. 14.
Carmody Christensen on the brush for Nova Scotia. Heather Smith in the house, and that will be a 3 for Nova Scotia and a 3-point lead.
Well, I talked about how impressive Bailey Scoffin has been, maybe not in wins, but in demeanor. And it's not a surprise. She comes from an incredible family of curlers. You saw Thomas Scoffin's name on that list for the Brier. There's Wade. That's her dad. We saw him for many years at the Brier, including a year with his son Thomas. And his mom is no slouch either. That's Heather, or rather Helen Strong. She's been at the Scotties before, the most recent as 2019. So it comes with the family. She's been watching curling since she could crawl.
It's just incredible, and that's one of, you know, 1,000 stories, Kathy, across the country, including yourself and, you know, Gaetan, your son Jacques. I'm sure you dragged them to curling rings while you were playing.
Absolutely.
Right?
You know what? When they're little, you take them out in their little seat and you put them on the end of the ice and you throw up and down, and that's how they start small, and they love the sport. And of course, really excited about seeing Jacques playing with Kevin Cooey at the Brier.
My son was 2 at the end of my career, and I brought him out to my last practice I ever had. And he sat right behind me on the backboards, and every time I went to throw, he'd go 3, 2, 1, blast off.
That's awesome.
So I'm assuming you were throwing hits.
I was not.
You could have got your split times with the stopwatch.
It's actually great working with distraction in your setup.
Blast off. That's great. I would have to use that one.
Corner guard was thrown in the rings on Mackenzie Elias's first, so a little bit simple here.
I was going to say on cue, Tracy Fleury blast off as she's throwing the hit, and we'll check it on sheet D, Kathy.
And this has been a roller coaster ride with another steal of Galusha last end, but a chance with an open hit for Danielle Inglis to settle back down. There's your 2, and continues to leap forward, now a 3-point edge.
Our apologies, actually, Kathy, and I'll take the blame. You can put me under the bus. There's actually a few rocks to come on sheet D.
For Carrie Galusha and her team have fought back in that game. We'll continue to try to do so.
We were just so excited to hear your voice, Kathy. We threw to you for an update. Technically, you nailed it, as did Daniel Inglis. It was a nice hit and roll.
Line's good.
And now another update later. Finish the end.
Okay, you're okay. You're okay.
We're here all week, Kathy. It's all good.
Okay. Line's good.
Good. That's good.
Good, Meg. It's good. I missed it.
It's fine. Same as before. Just roll in a little.
Nose is great. Little high, little low.
Control.
Yeah. Control, yep.
mentioned off the top that it was the simple shots that were kind of surprising us a bit. That teams are still having a hard time zeroing in on Kathy. Is it looking like it's a bit closer across the board?
Very much so. Very, very
really
much
hard.
so.
Really gotta go hard. Rolling too far.
Trying to hold it for Tracy Fleury. That'll roll.
Okay.
Little pocket there around the Hearts. As Team Ontario lies 3.
Okay, Tracy. 9-1 just. Okay.
Or this way. Okay, go one more that way, then we don't group them.
Okay, whichever.
10.
Okay, we got it.
Hey, Kathy.
How
you doing?
Really good. You want another update?
How about an update on GT?
Yes, you gotta go.
This is the final stone that Danielle Inglis will get to throw this end.
Yeah, similar to that.
And it is hard to tell. I believe it is Galusha, that last stone by Joanne Rizzo going around the guard. That is shot stone, so she doesn't have to remove it. If she can tap it an inch or two, it will bring her red stone that is on the left side buried into play.
Easy cast. Easy cast.
Danielle Inglis.
Well, we're
In
just
her
playing a
first
draw
Scotties
right now.
appearance as a skip. She's been to the big show as an alternate a few times. An alternate in the bubble for Rachel Holman here back in 2021. Final stone on the way. Got to get by their guard first, and they won't, but drag this in, and that will be shot stone. And now, Kathy, we believe it's just the one, yeah. So it's 1 and a 2-point cushion after 7.
Okay. Okay. We've got high center right now. Yeah.
Just confirming, Kathy, any more rocks on that sheet, or was that it?
No, that's it.
Okay.
That
Thank
is
you.
it.
As you were. Thank you very much.
Looking for the double.
Whoa! Oh!
1, 2. My goodness, she is feeling it.
So confused.
Great shot.
It is all business on this business trip for Team Ontario
Nice throw.
and Rachel Holman.
Really good shot. I thought you heard me when I left.
Oh, no, I didn't hear you. And then I thought I heard you say normal. I'm like, what shot are we playing with normal? I'm confused. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Yeah.
Joe, how hard does she work behind the scenes? Maybe something that the fans and the viewers don't see.
Yeah, it's every single day she's at it, and she's a very busy life. She's got a 6-month-old baby. Bowen's almost 3, and Ride will be 5 in June. That in itself is a full plate. Add playing at the top level. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around how she can do what she does.
And the fitness piece, Joe.
Oh, yeah, she's so strong. That was why they put her sweeping last year. She loves to sweep. But it was just a matter of her comfort level with getting back into the house. You keep hearing them talk about how hard they're working, and I mean, I played on that team for 8 years, and I always thought we worked hard, so I can't even imagine what level they brought it to this year. Bit of a management error there for Team Manitoba. The weight was perfect. Just
Good throw, Kate.
curled more than expected.
That was brutal.
I thought we were through.
Pardon?
I thought we were back 8, like they said. So.
Even if we were, I don't think that's worth like they were acting like I was through the rings.
So communication, obviously, so frustration there for Kate Cameron as we check the scores. Nova Scotia by 3. Clancy Grandy is going to get another win. And on sheet D, you saw the update. As Danielle Inglis trying to hang on against Carrie Galusha. Final stone, Rachel Holman trying to remove the yellow, and she will, so the force on. And the broom down for the draw. Needs to bite the forefoot here for Kate Cameron.
And for Kate, obviously frustrated on the result from her first, so she'll have to park that in a hurry. She's had great draw weight all game. Just needs a piece of the forefoot.
Okay.
And Joe, you're at the highest level for a long time, front-end player. I mean, no one would feel worse than you if you made that mistake, obviously, but it is what it is on the ice.
Yep, as a front end now, you just really want to show your skip the button.
3 more feet, 2.
here in 7, a must make.
Not there right now, but close.
Drawing against 4.
Talk to her. Clean. Do we need backing? D-line. Yeah, we're good.
Line's fine.
We're good. Line's fine.
Sounds like the line's fine.
Yeah, I need it.
Reaffirming the weight's good.
Need backing. Yep, go then. We're just to it. Yep.
And now saying, yeah, a little backing won't hurt. That's a nice shot. Good team shot, good communication, rebound. For team Kate Cameron. 6-5. Ontario leads here in Calgary.
Yeah.
The Winsport Event Center, right next to the Canada Sport Hall of Fame here in Calgary. About a 50-minute drive from downtown, about an hour away from Canmore, Banff, the beautiful Rocky Mountains. Great to be here for the Scotties. 8th end underway, and a 6-5 lead for Rachel Homan with Hammer and Red Stones. Lead Stones on the way. This one from Sarah Wilkes and Kathy. We'll go back to the conversation we were having about Kate Cameron and the draw weight, the rebound shot. She just looks, I know down, but looks like a different player and a lot more confident in this game.
I completely agree with you, Ryan, and I think regardless of outcome at the end of this, when they talk about this in their post-game meeting, there's a lot of really good things to take out of this. You are playing the team that was the strongest, hottest team coming in. And we talked about Mackenzie starting this game, starting towards the bottom, and then 100% yesterday. Those numbers are not bad. She doesn't have the plus, but she still isn't putting her team in really tough shape. There's some really good things, and I think that Kate is playing more like a skip, determined to win today than being afraid to lose, and that's a good sign.
And to your point, Kathy, Mackenzie Elias is a perfect setup this end. Her guards, maximum separation right on the center line. You'll see them come into the screen here. That's what you need out of your lead.
And you have to give credit sometimes to your opponent as
Nice
that
shot.
will
4-5.
settle back 4. I mean, Rachel makes the very tough double to score the 3. Even last end makes a really good double to basically force. So sometimes, you know, your opposition just doesn't want to play along.
Yeah, you're doing the right things if you're Team Manitoba, forcing your opponent into tough shots like that, but your opponent makes them. You can't block them from doing that.
Got it.
Nice curling. You saw the numbers, Kelsey Rock.
We talk about the lead setup rocks. Sarah Wilkes with really nice draw weight on hers, but the line isn't quite what they wanted. There's a stagger at the top of the rings that Manitoba is able to utilize early this end. A lot of work to do for Team Ontario.
Just pass your broom. Nope. Try. To your broom.
If you're at me, then Meg. Meg,
Yeah,
Meg,
go.
Meg, go, go,
Go.
go,
Meg
go,
a
go, go,
little.
go, go,
You
to
got
the
it.
line, to the line. More, more,
got it.
more,
Oh,
more.
Jesus.
Careful, buddy.
She
Good.
Nice,
she was
you're
trying to
good.
knife it over, and
Just got stuck there, hey? It's a little sticky.
Yeah, it's nice and it was nice and straight when I threw it
Yeah.
in. You got it,
Little angle here. We'll take a run at this double.
Close. Yeah, yeah.
Clean.
Yes!
Yep.
Woo! Woo! Take the shooter, take the shooter.
Emma Miskew clips them both. Opens things up for skip Rachel Homan.
Really nice.
Almost wrecked my own shot.
I saw it backing up. I'm like,
You know, those are the shots, Joe, that make the highlight reels, or you won't see it on Sports Center, but they're just so critical in an end like this.
Yeah, that changes everything. There's a couple shots before Team Ontario can get at shot stone, so connecting there is so important. And that's like the slightest error from Manitoba. They wanted their rock to be straight in front of that tight guard, under curled by 3 inches, and all of a sudden there's only going to be one guard here right away.
okay, right at me, and line's great.
If this game was easy, everyone would do it. And it is not.
Keep going, keep going. Good, good.
Good, Meg.
Good judge.
I've been really impressed with the guard placement this game, though. They're making it look easy, and it's not. You have to manage the curl and the speed.
It'll track on its own here, Trace.
Wow, not a lot to pick there. Fleury Walter, great job, 93%.
Really hard, Emma.
Really gotta go. Hard, Emma.
Hard, you gotta go.
Emma trying to back this up.
Okay.
And the broadcaster kiss of death again. You show the great numbers, and then a tough one there from Tracy Fleury.
The difference in throws there, Emma's out turn runs really, really straight on peel weights, and Tracy's just not the same.
How much did specifically, you know, Rachel's team work on having exactly the same release or similar releases?
Yeah, and that's what every team aims for. You want your rocks to all run in a similar fashion, and that's the challenge for this team. They're 4 amazing and very talented curlers, but mentioned a few times they don't get to come together as much as other teams that live in the same city.
Good weight, Meg.
Close to perfect for Megan Walter. She was trying to come around everything, sit top 4, just over curled on her. Her weight was really nice.
I don't even mind board.
Yeah, board. Do you like board?
Yep, I like board.
Okay. Sounds good.
Speed's good here.
Try to catch the double here and keep her shooter to sit 2.
Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
Curl. We're going to jam it. Okay.
It's pretty good.
It does jam, but it does spill out in the open.
don't think you want T-line. You just want to get second.
Okay.
Enough that
Better than it was.
You can still come around, right? I think your line was good. It just needs to be a little sharp.
Yeah.
Once it goes, it really goes.
Kate.
A great opportunity for Kate Cameron to put some pressure on
Like 15.
Rachel
I
Holman.
think so. It's going to slide nice.
Same line as Meg. I thought she just babied it a hair.
Yeah. At 15 is
Player
close.
comparisons are brought to you by New Holland,
I got
proud
4-7
sponsor
on
of
her, and I
Curling
think it would've been my
Canada.
top button, hey?
Yeah.
And
We
Rachel
always let
Holman,
her
you talk
own
about
line,
consistency. Well, her average this week has been 91%, and Rachel Holman is throwing 91%, and she has the plus, Kathy, on Kate Cameron this morning.
She does. She just made some wonderful shots, looking very, very strong.
Yeah, 15-ish.
Kate's draw numbers are a little bit lower, but she's been really close on a lot of them.
And in her defense, the one rock in particular, I think it was just a team missed judging it. So, I mean, but the weight, big picture, the weight's there, and she's finding her groove here.
Back 4. Whoa. Close for line. Line only. Line's really good.
Yep.
Easy.
Line only,
Back
back
4,
four.
back 8. Are we here?
On
Yeah,
its own.
we're all there.
Girl!
No,
No,
we're,
it's there.
we're not even second.
We're there. It's got to sit.
Sit.
Okay. 4, 5.
That's okay.
So that is third
What was
shot
that?
rock.
4, 5.
But yeah.
Or we nose this.
Do you like line
Some
two?
of the fastest it's been in
I
this
know.
this game at least.
Too much. Shit, that's good.
This one.
So
If I go here, she makes the double, but
yeah, I don't even nosing this isn't bad to me. I don't, because nose, she can't be to the back and be shot. Like, I don't think we want to get under. I like nosing.
That was my first thought.
Yeah.
Was a nose?
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate this either, but
Okay.
because
Yeah,
here
if we go there.
the double probably jams, like top
That was
button.
my first thought.
Okay,
Yeah.
has to be very precise.
Yeah. We know the speed.
It's up to you, Rach.
I think, yeah, whatever you
My
like.
first thought was this because this is there, and I would hate to like. That's all. Because then this won't be there because you can't see enough to throw weight at it. Like you have to throw like board.
I don't know. What do you guys like? We got to make a
I like
decision.
this.
What's your first thought, Rach? You like?
What do you think?
I could draw. We could use the timeout if we want, but this was my first thought. But
Problems. If they nose this, they're worried that Manitoba will come around that guard and make it hard to score. Last thing you want to do is give up a steal if you're
Making a
Team
high
Holman.
14M.
So they're going to beat them there.
15-3 again. 15.
Yeah.
So Kathy, again, that 15 hog to hog. Can you just give us a sense on what it has been early in the competition and kind of the average what we got this morning?
There were times early in the competition that it was 13s, in that 13 range.
same?
14 seemed to be where it settled for a while, but this morning, right across all sheets, it's very quick, it carries further. You're not seeing a lot of people coming short. The errors, if you will, are always deep.
So the ice has been slick on this Tuesday morning. Right back to you, Kathy Sheepty.
Wonderful hit and roll by Danielle Inglis on her final. It is 2 that are buried, and so this is the run back by Joanne Rizzo. Needs to get right to the nose to spill them both.
Tough shot. Caitlin Laws had a tough one
last night.
A run back. Was so close to making it, but lost to Quebec. Joanne Rizzo, her turn, run it back, and just the one red. So a steal of 1 for Ontario and Danielle Inglis. And you really can't drop to 3 losses, so
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
good battle there by Ontario.
it's misleading. I got a 4-6 on that.
Yeah, that was a lot wider than
yeah, I
we
wouldn't
were,
read
hey?
too much into
Like,
it.
Okay.
I still think you need a few feet.
Yeah, I want to tap this a rock.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think 2 feet less.
Kathy, what was clicking this morning for Clancy Grandy?
Well, it has been Clancy Grandy and her draw weight. They only lost 1 game this week. That was to Jennifer Jones, and there was a bit of controversy after 5 that BC did not recover from, but they're playing very well.
That was just, unfortunately, a misunderstanding of, they thought, they agreed it was 1. A rock was kicked early. It was not. And Jennifer Jones would roll after that.
Close.
Whoa!
Whoa, Kelsey!
Kelsey!
Rachel's draw slid a little further than they wanted it to. Kate's trying to get to the nose here and tap it to sit shot.
Hard! Straight! Straight!
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Right
Get
on
there.
the face, the little tap,
Good.
and a nice shot. And I think it's still Ontario.
Yeah. Yeah.
By a lot.
We'll probably have to finish
Got
it
it.
in.
Yeah. I like middle, Trace.
Sweepers were calling back 8, so they got Kelsey in to try to get this rock to move. She did a great job. They hit it before the break point. So having to switch and hold the line here, sweep it a little bit more for weight, would have been sitting shot. So a chance here still for Ontario for 2. Really great effort. That early carve call sometimes can make it so that you have to pivot and go back to keeping it straight. Haven't seen any draws on this side of the sheet. This would be a huge point.
6-7.
Line's good.
To lead by 3, going into 9. Final stone, Rachel Holman here in 8.
Okay.
Just curl, just curl.
You gotta carve it out. Gotta go.
Emma Miskew trying to guide that in.
Carve it.
Has to curl, has to slow down, has to curl up a little bit more, and man, that was close. Good effort. But just the single red.
One red.
7-5, Ontario leads Manitoba. We'll step aside. Our Scotties coverage continues right here on TSN.
Good throw. Half a foot.
Our feature matchup, Kate Cameron, Manitoba, Rachel Holman, Ontario. They've traded singles the last couple of ends. 7-5, Holman leads. And it is Kate Cameron, Manitoba with hammer down by 2, throwing the yellow rocks here in 9.
Yeah. Just here.
Take back in.
Back 12, back line.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
You know, really, it's been a close game, and you just look back, and we always do the game story at the end, and you just think of some really nice doubles made by Rachel Holman, and right now that's the difference. That 3 certainly jumps out at you after that wonderful double that you made.
Yeah, and you can even argue, Brian, last end, if Kate is able to tap the stone like an extra inch, she's sitting shot, and that might even be a steal point, forcing Rachel to that other side. She made a great guess, but just didn't quite get there. So you say game of inches, but really mean it today.
3-6.
Team Manitoba able to move the center line guard from Ontario because they weren't actually quite touching the center line.
So if that with the tick, the no tick rule, if that was on the center line, just for a teaching point, what would happen?
It would go back
Yeah.
if it's moved, or the team can decide that they are okay with how things lie.
So if they're happy with that situation, everything stays the same. Otherwise, the offended team can go back. Emma Miskew.
Room. 6, little light. Go ahead, yep. Room. Little top. Curl. Gotta get to center
5 rock
line.
rule, can't peel a guard.
Gotta get to center line.
Trying to get 3 in the rings here.
Hard for speed, hard. Good shot. Yep.
Either one, I think. Just try to, I would love to at least move that. There's a way to move both, but peel
Okay.
looks more natural this way.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. You can. Take your time.
Couple corner guards to work with for Team Manitoba, so they're going to rearrange these reds in the house.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, hard, Nick. You got it.
Really hard.
Right to it.
Really hard. Hard. Follow it, Cam. Go, 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 go.
Rock
Okay, good.
Good.
will jiggle into that pocket.
Good throw.
And they shot the shooter for Emma's shot was half open around the off-center guard. It really choked off the draw for Team Manitoba, so nice to bump that over.
Kathy Sheet B, 7-5, Nova Scotia leading. Jill Brothers settles into the hack.
And she is already lying for Bailey Scoffin, just not able to make either of her draws. And so they were just trying to figure out how do you get in there for the 5th point, and now they've sorted that out.
A good problem to have.
Absolutely it is.
Wait, Fred, easy. Down normal.
Needs full 12.
Okay. Line's great. Always line's good.
In our feature, Emma Miskew
Line's good.
will pick out the yellow.
Line's good. Straight, 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 straight. Yep.
Jill Brothers avoids that
Nice shot,
yellow.
Jill.
Just off 4.
And little tick, but that's just fine, and that is a big score, and that is handshakes. As Scoffin drops to 0-4, and win number 2 for Heather Smith and the team out of Nova Scotia.
How long are you?
Oh, your hands are a little chilly.
We were like, how is she sweeping? Like, oh my gosh. God love ya. God love ya. It's a long week, hey?
It is a long week, Heather.
Max line right now. Key line's
12-5
too
your
much.
final.
Back 4.
No line at all. It's always Meg. You gotta go here.
Back 4.
You gotta go
Meg,
here.
if you can.
You gotta go here. Line's not good. Just here.
Hard,
Just
Meg, you're
curl.
working
Just
it.
curl.
Yeah, I can't.
I think just leave it. It's not close.
Okay, Kels.
Thought it was a little lateral, but just max everything.
Yeah, a little less weight there. Probably catches the curl earlier.
Think we have to?
Yeah. Okay, right to it.
Oh, I hate this, but we got that. Yeah.
What do you like?
I like to. It's just if we
Okay.
go
Right
under.
to it. Okay.
Yeah.
14. Okay. Low 14 here.
Peel a guard, Kath, or do you come down to it?
In this case, they're coming down to it.
Wait close. Where? 8, 9. 9. Room. Yeah, we're there. We're like hanging. Sarah, we're not on it. Okay, we're close. 9, 10. Sarah. Line's good. Sarah.
Wait's there.
Go.
Get
Go. Looks we're there. Go. We're 2 in. Hard.
We're going by it.
You gotta tap at him.
Good.
Can be here. You'll be shot if you're 2 in now.
Okay, you got it.
Little confusion on the communication there, but well managed. Ontario sitting 3, so another opportunity to make this come around.
Less than you. Still max. Yeah, still max. Back 4.
Okay, then let's go
Lots
to
of
the
curl
back
in
one.
this spot.
T-line.
Go to the back one then.
It looks close.
Yep.
We're close.
Close to what?
Top 4.
Okay, then whoa. Whoa, it needs to curl.
Top 4.
Curl,
Line's
go.
nice.
Curl.
You can't.
Curl.
I think we can. Curl.
Hard.
Go. Good weight, Meg.
You know, I love that from Kate Cameron. Like, we're close. Close to what? That conversation, and good on her to make sure she's getting the information she needs.
This exact same spot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy as a sweeper when you're not exactly sure how the path is going to run. If you think it's close, then great. But the more specific you can be as the sweeper and you continue to revise that call, the faster you're going to zero in on what the spot is doing. And Kelsey, having skipped for all of juniors and seeing her sweeping this year, that's going to be something that you just have to learn.
Okay.
Good. Good sweep. Nice wait. Good.
You do that really well.
Okay, you got it.
It's tough as the sweeper when you've mismanaged a few in a game. You don't want to overcompensate on the next one just because you were wrong on the first.
Okay, line
Hair
similar.
more? Yeah. Top
Hair
4.
more.
Came off quite a bit though. Yeah. Top 4.
Okay, line's close.
We're really close. Gotta go
Kels.
little.
Straight.
Gotta go. Top 8.
It looks really light. Got less. 5-2. Keep going, Kens. Keep going. Always straight.
Hard,
Always straight.
Kens.
Always straight.
Keep going,
Go.
Kens. You got it.
Go. You're close. Now curl. Go.
Good scrub by Elias. Never quit on that. And look at that
5-2.
finish. Very top 4 shot stone, Manitoba.
Nice, Meg. Good shot. Yeah, good sweep.
Great shot, Meg.
Yeah.
Caught me
we
a
were
little by
light.
surprise because I thought you were sharper,
Yeah.
and they also thought similar weights, and then all of a sudden.
We can't hit the red. Like if we hit the guard, it's okay.
So a little bit poking out there.
Yeah.
So Team Homan's going to take a run at this. Tolerance here, you never want to blow by, so
Normal.
ripping this guard off works too.
Okay, guard's okay.
How are you throwing it, right?
Straight through.
Okay.
Leave it to you guys.
Okay.
Got to be just over splitting center.
Skip Stones here in 9. The outturned bullet here from Rachel Homan.
Curl. Curl.
Trying to get a piece of precision. Able to pick that yellow clean.
Good shot.
I even tried to roll it and it didn't work.
Nice shot. Ran straight.
Yeah, very. Really nice throw.
Nice.
Really nice.
It's an example of Rachel having seen all the rocks come at her, knew exactly how the spot would run. She said, I even tried to roll it, so really making sure she had no outward motion on release.
You were throwing normally. It was probably like a firm normal. Yeah. It was close.
Gotta be there. So back 4, I don't think so worse. We just need to hope she doesn't freeze it out, right?
You got it. You got it, Kate. Throw it good.
Just have to get buried here. I heard Kate say back 4 is better than a piece open.
Okay,
Kate, top 4 piece.
You gotta go.
Where are you? Top 8.
Trying to find a way to score 2 with Hammer here in 9.
Gotta go. Okay, we got a curl.
No, line's closed. Keep going. Just keep it moving.
Curl. Top 4. Keep it moving.
Hard.
All you got. All you got.
Curl.
All you got. Keep
Hard.
going.
Hard. More.
Couple of big scrubs from Mackenzie Elias, something you can appreciate, Joe, up here in the broadcast booth. Some good work from her back-to-back.
Farther than I thought.
Yeah, end-to-end sweep there. Just killed the line a little bit because they took it up right out of Kate's hand.
Okay, we got a curl.
Trying to drag this as far as possible. Move sideways more than forwards at the end here. You see she gets right behind the rock, trying to get maximum distance, and then the swing around, trying to get that finish as well. Look how much that curls from the 12-foot in. If that rock is 6 inches deeper, would have been fully buried.
Rachel Holman, one more time. 90% on hits today.
Hard him! Hard! Hard! Gotta go!
And this one's moving. Gotta hold it on that line, and they will, just by the red. And the yellow goes, and the force on. The draw here in 9 for Kate Cameron.
Rachel saying
Scared to out it. Yeah.
terrible release on the way by. She had more of the line on this one. Concern early, but Emma Miskey able to hold it. Just sneaks by the red at the top of the rings.
What was more rewarding for you as a player, making a great shot or saving a great shot with your sweeping?
That was always the sweeping for me.
I think I can give you the same kick here. I just felt like I choked that off of her.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
You can play well at front end, and that's great to help your team, but when you make those ones for your skipper when it matters most, it's just the best feeling.
She's had to make a number of big draws in this game and needs another one to try
Back 4.
stay alive.
Yeah, it's fine.
Depends, you can't be
A
much
draw
more
for
than that.
1 here in 9. Final stone, Kate Cameron.
We're okay. All you. T-line, top 4. Make sure.
Really curling now.
T-line, we're okay. 4-9. We're okay. Just T. Good pair.
Elias guides it in. Nice draw. Wait, Kate Cameron. Right to the Scotties Hearts.
I know. Slides better.
Rachel Holman leads and has hammered
Good job.
when we come home.
Thought I'd give you a lot
Calgary.
more. Yeah.
Next, just difference between like
Yes.
Welcome back to our Scotties coverage here in Calgary. Kate Cameron, nice draw weight again. She had to draw in for the single and did, but it is Rachel Holman, 7-6, has the lead, and Hammer coming home here in 10.
This is where things get really interesting with that no-tick rule.
So we can tap those if we need.
You got it.
Sarah Wilkes made a great come around. Fully buried, half in the forefoot. Any deeper, and that's something that Manitoba can freeze to later in the end, and maybe tap around after. Any lighter, it acts like a guard for Team Manitoba. That precision out of the lead is so important when you can't tick.
I think, Kathy, you or Joe had said actually one time this week, there's actually an instrument they'll bring out to determine if it is on the center line to make sure.
Yep. Really good. And they have one for the hog line as well.
Those are awesome. Right on the center line, spread out for Team Manitoba. So nice job there by Mackenzie Elias. In the meantime, update time. Sheet D.
Well, a wonderful shot by Joanne Rizzo forced Danielle to try to get back in underneath. Joanne hit and rolled under, so it was 2 that Danielle faced. She came short and grazed a guard. So this is a draw for 3 in a tie after being down 7-0 after 3.
Wow. It was a blanket 1, and then Daniel Inglis 2 in the second, 5. A steal of 5 in the third. And good sweeping. Look at that. 3. Joanne Rizzo, 9-9 tie. As Carrie Galusha and company trying to come all the way back as they will go to 10, locked up.
Yikes. On our sheet, leads are at 100%. Great start for both teams.
Okay, Max.
A little more line.
Top 4 right now.
Max line.
Do it.
Kate, your line's okay.
Do it.
No tap on this, but line's great if you're
T-line.
frozen.
Love to rearrange these Ontario rocks.
No, Meg.
They can get the line.
Really close. You gotta be to it. You gotta be frozen. It's over curling. Go. Sorry.
It's the first one we've seen them lose. Sweepers thought it was to it. We saw Megan Walter turn her broom and try to knife it over to help with the line, and the weight all just came off there. It could be a costly mistake.
Does that knifing over, does it slow it down quicker? Like does it grind the rock more?
Yeah, because you're not heating up the entire running surface of the rock, so you're trying to get it to go sideways more than forwards. And especially if we start to see some fudge, the knifing has more of an effect than earlier in the game when everything is up to speed.
It's okay. Better higher than chapping. You got it.
It's not a nice feeling when you wreck the shot when it was pretty close anyways.
You've never done that, Joe. Come on, never. The good thing about being in the broadcast booth, we're 100%.
Oh, yeah, a lot easier from up here, that's for sure.
It's Meg's rock.
Yeah, we're just over.
Just for curl, no, I don't think you need the speed.
On its own. To your broom.
Can you go a bit, Meg? Just Meg. Good. Nice.
Sydney, Nova Scotia will host the Women's Worlds this year, beginning March 16th. As Team Nova Scotia, a win and some autographs. And it's been awesome. A lot of youngsters in the building, fans, a lot of autographs, and a really great atmosphere here so far in Calgary. And it's going to only ramp up with the championship weekend around the corner. Alberta's having quite the run, undefeated.
Hey, shooting.
Good for you, Meg.
And one thing I noticed about Selena and her team last night that I was really happy to see is they started to wave to the crowd. I think at first they were just very business-like, but this is an opportunity to play at home. You may never get to play at home in your life again, and so to really enjoy it is such a big part of it.
A little more than you.
It's
Okay,
a
just a 2.
funny situation to be in for
Simone's
most
line.
people.
Simone's line.
You'll never have a crowd of people applauding you and cheering you on. So learning how to embrace that and enjoy that is all part of the process. It's a great problem to have.
Kels, line him up. Line him up.
Freeze him.
Yep. I'm just trying to get to the nose.
Okay.
Okay.
I think one of the craziest experiences in curling I've ever seen was in St. John's and Brad Goucher winning his first.
I don't want to make
was,
it for them. I know.
I mean, wow, was really all you can say. It was unbelievable.
But if you remember that, Brian, they came out and didn't win right away.
No, they struggled.
They did, and they had a meeting, and they just said, okay, enough of trying to be perfect for everybody. Let's just play the game. And then they ran the table when they relaxed, embraced it, and didn't feel it like a pressure, but thought what a great opportunity.
What a final that was, and that building, you thought that the roof was going to blow off. That final sweep. Jeff Walker, unfortunately, remember the shoulder, and then Mark Nichols is running up to sweep that in. It was something else.
Yeah!
Tracy Fleury trying to clean things up here up front.
Drag it out! Hard him!
Worried about where this yellow one's going.
Roll it, roll it, roll it.
They talked about playing the double, but the yellow would have gone straight back into the house. They didn't want to make any shots for Team Manitoba.
Come here.
Let's all go. Go down? Yeah.
Thank everyone.
A lot of time. Just under 5
The
minutes.
draw around is there right now, but it's really
Ontario,
hard. But I'm wondering
same
if we
story
do the
for
draw
Manitoba.
now
There
and
you go.
hope
You can see,
kinda
and
jiggle
they
some
still have a
things,
timeout.
because otherwise, like, I'm not confident we can even dead bury and touch the button.
Yeah, I'm with
So
you.
like we kind of want them to maybe move some things around, try to make the draw to get shot now, tempt them. Like they're probably going to rip or run, and I think we need to open that a hair, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like right now, if something nuts top 12, then that's our guard that we come around on the last one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But right now, like I'm not sure you can bury
The reds are
and
too
get
good.
shot.
No.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So I think we try it and get half buried and tempt them. Try to get shot, top button.
Okay.
Like 15? Yeah. I think high fours.
And
It seems
you know
like
what?
it's
If I'm
okay
Team
until
Manitoba right now, I'd be tempted.
Meg, this way looks better because if you're light, you're right here.
Exactly. I'd be tempted to come around this way because Team Holman has seen a bunch of the chase on this side of the sheet. They haven't seen one on the right-hand side there. Might get a mess there. A miss, rather.
Or both. I think messes are Kathy's category exclusively. Megan Walter, the intern draw here in 10.
I haven't seen many draws on this side, but it's the best chance at getting something going here.
Line over. Back room. Easy.
Have to sit shot, though.
Close, Kels. I hear you.
Back 8.
Nope.
Back 8, yeah.
No. Line is max.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Oh,
I just touched that.
It's all right.
That's okay, Mike.
Line was perfect, just a few feet too heavy.
It's all right.
Just the straight
I
peel,
still think it's going
right?
to give us something better, but
Said if we catch it,
Yeah.
we'll catch it, but don't
3
go for
and
it. Sorry?
3.5.
Clean up aisle 1, Tracy Fleury here in 10.
Just looking for the single peel here.
Watching it fall. Good shot. Good
Keep things simple.
shot.
Thanks.
And trying to hang on for a win, which brings us, Joe, to the game story. What have you seen?
Yeah, huge momentum swing in the 6th end by Rachel Holman and company with that quarter rock double. Made a huge difference, and Cameron having to draw against 3 to keep her team alive. That's been the difference there. Kate really close on a lot of draws, just not quite. She'll be happy with her performance today, though.
The game story brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue.
Little tap, tapping it back button.
Right there. Nose, hey?
Yep. You got it.
The problem for Team Manitoba is if they play a draw, try to get shot around the rock in the 4-foot, they're lined up in a perfect
Nose,
line.
I still think
Hit that
the
yellow
miss is
one
probably to
anywhere,
be harder and actually physically remove
and the
that
Reds are going to go
ball.
onto it.
Right? Because if I don't tap it back T, I don't have a shot.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
think any weight on the nose is perfect.
So we were saying like hack, but to the 13 side,
I think even 12-5, it's going to be pretty sticky
I'm
in the
also
middle.
moving 3 rocks.
You're moving
Yeah.
3 rocks, so like
I would
yeah.
like to get to nose.
Okay.
Does this look max?
It did to me,
Yeah.
but
Think of hair loss.
Need to rearrange the front here.
You got it.
you got it,
You
Kate.
think 12.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean.
Kate Cameron trying to rework the angles and these stones.
13-3.
And that is a tough miss.
Really killed that. Thoughts?
Well,
Just went through crazy through the middle there.
yeah.
Shoot, my weight was great.
Yeah, great weight.
That's the first really big miss out of Kate
We can see what
today.
Dawn thinks.
If she makes the double, probably
Just so
hit
that,
this one.
yeah. Yeah, try not to disrupt that, but
That's the problem. Is if I
Yeah.
do, it's not good.
well,
You
yeah,
guys
you got
like
it.
this?
Yeah.
So just straight rip this yellow?
Yeah, and they're assuming that Kate will throw the double on her last and have Rachel looking at the
We've seen
loss.
it. I can back this up for you.
I haven't seen it before.
She would never draw,
I
though. In
threw
that
it.
case, she's up one with the hammer. She'll
You're gonna
just
fall a little.
play a
Yeah.
hit.
Okay, let go hitting half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard. Really got to go in. Really got to
Right out of her hand. Final stone. Pardon me, not final stone, her first stone. Rachel Holman. And she moves the red to round, but obviously does have hammer here in 10. With just one to come from Kate Cameron.
Mission accomplished. Things are wide open now.
Yep.
Right? I think right
Have a
here.
nose hit on the next.
Yeah.
I love it.
10. Do you like 10?
I do too.
Okay,
Yeah.
right there.
10's perfect. You got it, Kate. Take your time.
Kate's going to try to roll away to the 8-foot area.
I think this is your perfect roll. Tempt her to draw.
Okay.
Right? If she's ever high, it jams and we'd steal.
All right. I like it. But wait.
So trying to roll to half in the 4-foot. Force a precision hit from Rachel
You
on
got
her
it. Very
last.
good, Kate.
Needs to hold the shooter. If you never roll out, obviously for Rachel, you just rip and you got that red out in the wings. Has to be shot stone,
Hey, nice
obviously,
line.
as
Yep.
Ontario with hammer and leading by one.
really
So
big.
has to
Whoa,
be
whoa,
the shot
we're
rock
up.
when
We're
this
really
is all
big.
said and done.
Yes! Hard! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
There's the hit, little roll,
Good.
and line two.
That's exactly where she wanted to roll
I was
to.
big, hey? 9 and a half?
Yeah.
Okay.
9-5.
Yeah. I know. I was like, they're telling you it's hard. We need to hit it.
No, I like that.
Control? Yeah.
Make the hit, stick around, and
with control.
Yeah.
remain perfect here in Calgary.
Are you gonna throw it?
I'll keep it there.
Yeah, I like
this
that.
side could come up.
Yeah. Hair
Yeah,
high.
that's minimum ice.
Hair high works too.
Yeah. Keep it there. You got it, Reed. I'll keep it there. Little sticky coming down.
I think so.
Just control.
Final stone in 10.
Little light.
Yeah, then. Whoa, whoa.
Clean him.
Yep.
Whoa. Whoa. Clean him.
Easy. No, no, no.
Emma
Curl.
Miskew cleaning, a little curl,
Clean.
finishing touches, nose hit, and a win for Rachel Holman and Team Ontario in 10.
Yeah, well played game on both sides. Team Holman just really looking comfortable out there with the ice, where to put the broom and how the rocks are going to run.
8-6 your final score. Rachel Holman and company
confident on
continue to
that.
roll still undefeated.
I didn't get a time on it, but I thought it was just. Thanks, Rachel.
She's played in 6 finals, won 3 times, and man, looking poised to get back there again. All right, Kathy, set us up. 1 sheet of ice remaining at sheet D.
And there is a long guard. Joanne Rizzo threw a guard on her first, but it is so long that Danielle was able to come around and remove her stone. The team from the north took a timeout. Kevin Cooey suggested playing the wide out turn, and that was a shot made by Joanne Rizzo. She is shot. There was a discussion by the Ontario team. Do you follow Joanne and tap that Yellowstone back on the out turn side? Danielle is elected to tap her own instead.
No quit in that team. Carrie Galusha, Joanne Rizzo. Remember, they were down 7-0 in this game. They've tied it up at 9, and they forced Danielle Inglis to throw this final stone.
Whoa. Whoa. Close. Yep. Yes.
On the way here in 10, and a big scrub to try hold the line.
You gotta go. Straight.
Need the weight, gotta hold it, tapping it up for shot. There's the tap. Is it enough? And it is not. What a bounce back and comeback by Carrie Galusha.
Buddy, no team has ever come back in the Scotties from more than a 6-point deficit.
That is the biggest comeback in history.
And it has been very entertaining watching Kevin Cooey in his coaching role. He has been pacing like an expected father for most of this game.
Before this, the largest comeback, Kathy, was 6 points. It's happened 3 times. They've come back from 7. Unbelievable. No quit in this team. There's the coach, Kevin Cooey. Yeah. He just needed to give her a high five. What a win. We'll step aside.
Kevin, your first Scotties media scrum.
The 2024 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. By Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By BKT Tires. Growing together. And by Home Hardware. Here's how.
There's Kevin Cooley, a proud brother, trying to figure out how an iPhone works. Here we go. Is that the right filter? I got it. Awesome. And there's a pro, Emma Miskew. She knows what's up. How's that look? We're good? One more? No problem. Awesome stuff. And a big win for Ontario as we check the standings. So a couple teams still perfect. Jennifer Jones, Homan 4-0 over in Pool B. Pool A, it is Selena Sturmey out of Edmonton, 4-0. Top three on each side will qualify for the playoffs. And that loss by Kate Cameron, now 2-2. Obviously, things are getting interesting. Later on today, Laurie St. Georges at 3-1 Quebec. Selena Sturmey, the home province, they've got momentum, they got the fans, and they got a 4-0 record. That is coming up next this afternoon on TSN. It's moving day Tuesday here in Calgary at Winsport. Glad you've been a part of our coverage. Vic, Russ have you covered this afternoon with Kathy and Joe. All the coverage here on TSN. We'll step aside from the Scotties and see you later on this afternoon. All the action right here on TSN.